Well, just this morning we started the Youth US Open here at the 2019 tournament, and Cricket Council USA, congratulations to them for that. And with all the action going on, I've caught up with young Ayan Qureshi, a man who has played cricket with Darren Bravo, Ali Khan. I saw he bowled Ali Khan down once. He also bowled down Darren Bravo. He loves cricket, and he just has something to tell all our wonderful viewers this morning. Ayan, what do you have to say?
Let's play U.S. Open cricket.
Let's say it again.
Let's play U.S. Open cricket.
Ayan, is Sean performing well? Yes.
Let's play U.S. Open cricket.
Cricket. Well, that's the man. Sean, of course, he's a brother of Zishan Qureshi, who will now go into action leading his team. They've won all 3 matches. Of course, the chairman is going to join me now, Mohammed Qureshi. He's looking very dapper today. He's lost a lot of weight and he's fit as a fiddle. He has been making a lot of runs as well in domestic cricket. Mark, congratulations so far. Tell us about that Multan team that Zishan has been doing so well. He has won 2 Man of the Match awards in the single day.
Yeah, it's a good performance. That's why we was looking for talented. And then, as you know, we give him the American talent, and with Ali Khan and Jashkarans, and they have the born race new talent. We seen Zishan have the wonderful day yesterday. He had the first game. He had the man of the match, and with the 2 wickets and have the 26 runs. And second innings, second games, he have actually carry on the bat from opening to the end, which is surprisingly is very good. And then third games you seen the last night. He's like Molten Sultan teams he representing as a US All-Star, but there was his great performance. I haven't seen that thing up.
Yeah. Well, no, he actually won Man of the Match last night as well.
Oh wow! I know that will be great performance because the wicket falling down, big names came down, but he was stay in the wicket and he did a great performance. I'm very seen of him. That will be show them up, and we have new talents in U.S. Open. It came up, so we want more talent to come in. That's what our program is: work for international, nationally. So we have local national players can come and give a performance.
Well, speaking about local and international players, let's just explain to you what happened last night. Samuel Badri, the former West Indies international player, he got the early wicket to create an inroad, and at that point in time the local player Zishan Qureshi came in 2 for 9. I'm sure that Mark someone probably didn't tell him, but he's speaking about his batting. He got 2 for 9 with the ball, and of course early on in the day he got 2 wickets as well, Mark.
Yeah, he took the 2 wickets, and then also same thing last night. I seen of the whole innings, but he have the great shots when he have done that. It's a power, they came in. But it's all about the cricket. He's playing a performance and he's there, and then he got 46 run, and then 2 wicket is like show them up himself is talented he have there. So USA have talent.
Well, someone walked up to him last night and said, Sean, it's unbelievable how you have actually changed your game. You're still a very young man, and it's amazing your performance at this US Open. It's as if he wants to dominate this US Open. He couldn't have had a better day yesterday. I'm of the opinion, though, Mark, that because he's playing more cricket on a consistent basis, I know he has been driving from Orlando to come to South Florida to play with you, and of course, I think, in my opinion, the more cricket he plays, this is why you're seeing such great performance. Your thoughts?
Yeah, because what happened, we don't have great opportunity here in Florida and better crickets like in other world. But whatever he can get chance, he can play with it. And he have dedicated his times and effort is still. But I think it's like USA have to be more programs going on, more leagues going on, more all weekend, just not for the Sunday cricket. They have to be like Saturday nights and Saturday mornings, Sunday. Like Houston have a lot of cricket there, as you've seen. They play in Houston, but they have not enough season. In Florida have season all year around. So more teams come in. I will have new programs coming in, creating the new leagues this year. Coming up 2020, they call Cricket 59. And they give you a lot of opportunities. So he will have all years around have the crickets probably. And then other young kids who want to join it. The Cricket 59 is great leagues going to be started. And that's our vision is.
But before you run away, though, I must ask you about your batting. It has been amazing this season. You have been getting runs, was it about 7 half centuries?
Yeah, I have done that because started say, be passion. So my dream was bring the US Open, one of the top tournaments, and bring in the stars. So we just have done that. So now I was thinking I have a lot of time on my hands. So why should I play cricket again? So I started and do my exercise, and is encouraging to other people can see it. If I can do it and other people can do it, we love the passion, we love the cricket. So why not just do that? And I start eating rights and start playing it. So been playing in the internationally skilled cricket. I have been playing in Pakistan under 19. So I have done, and I was a captain for the college captain. So I been played good standard cricket. So I say start back again. So last 5 games and continuously I have 50 runs and I stay on the wicket. So I partner with him, Zishan, and I say, you stay with me just like I play, and to the end carry on bat. That's called cricket. You cannot hit and gone, for 4 balls. So he got the message from me, and he stayed on the wicket. Last night he have done, if you look at the amazing, like for second inning he was playing the second game for US Open. He opened and until the end the games will win. So that will tell you that is the great way to play, because you're not coming for 6s and 4s. You're coming and stay and they give you performance, and which is have done that.
Well, wonderful indeed, and you're seeing that change in Zishan's game. Of course, Maq and him, they batted together, brought home a 10-wicket victory, while Zishan was rotating the strike. You saw that last night. He was getting the singles. Prior to that, he was looking to hit everything out the park, but last night he got the singles and was able to destroy the new ball. There, his partnership with Maq was hitting and he was just staying with him. But on that note, we are going to take a break. We're going to actually have Zishan Qureshi in a few minutes at the toss. Well, we have with us the man of the moment, the man who seems to want to take away all the accolades and all the awards at this year's US Open, Zishan Qureshi. You would have heard us before speaking about him. Sean, this is semi-final. This is, the quarter-final. Who won the toss?
We won the toss. We decided to bat first. We had some good momentum yesterday batting first after chasing in our first 2 games. We saw how the wicket played, and we really enjoyed batting on it yesterday. It was a little bit sticky, but it didn't cause much trouble for us. So we did lose 2 early wickets, but I don't think that will be a problem today, and we'll just do, we'll bat our best, and I think we'll look to put on around 140, 150 batting first and defend that.
That's a big score, but I know that you're very capable. You have been hitting the ball hard. Are you a bit concerned batting first, though, with the weather around?
No, the weather's kind of been like this the whole tournament. I think actually it's a bit better today. The wind's the same. It seems a little bit weaker than yesterday, so that might help us a bit with the batting.
Well, we all enjoyed your batting last night at the main stadium. We went live. I'm sure all our viewers would have enjoyed your batting, and I hope that you have something special for us again today.
Thank you.
Well, that's it. Zishan Qureshi winning the toss. He's going to take first strike with his team as we are here for yet another quarterfinal. Quarterfinal number 2 on the main stadium.
Good afternoon to our fans out there who is watching on MAQ TV. Thank you guys for following us over the past 3 days, and it's lovely cricket here in Fort Lauderdale. To all our Facebook fans who are watching and cheering at the same time, so everyone is enjoying the game of cricket. So today we have a game on here with the US All-Star Molten Sultan against the Smashers, and the Molten Sultan is taking first strike. So the first ball being bowled, and it's none for none.
Yes, Ian, Molten Sultan, having won the toss, they've elected to bat against Smashers. Smashers out of New York, captained by Jesse Singh, who turns from the distance and comes into both of Zishan Qureshi. Oh, a slashing shot through the offside, 1 bounce, and it goes away for 4. So a good start here from Molten Sultan. A lovely shot off the bat of Zishan Qureshi.
What a stroke by Zishan Qureshi. He just stood tall and just hit that one gracefully into the boundary for 4 runs. So what a way to start. What a way for the captain to start this one off. So it's 4 from 2 for Zishan. Good going.
Yeah, short ball from Jesse Singh. Not the kind of length you would want to bowl in the earlier part of a 15-over game. And now going down the leg side, so not good discipline here from Jesse Singh. They'll come back. In fact, they're settled for one, but it's a wide. So wide and one. Couple of runs will be added to the scorecard. Ball string down the leg side from the U.S. national pacer. Here we go. And Rizwan Mazar, the wicketkeeper, having a bit of problem there. Was able to stop the ball somewhat. But not a clean take at all from Rizwan Mazar.
So Jesse just strained down the leg side, and that's after being dislodged for 4 earlier from Deshaun. You know, he just lose his rhythm right there and spray that one wide off the keeper, who barely get a hand to it, but that was enough to slow it down from going into the boundary, and the batsman went through and got a run.
So Smashers comes out of the New York metropolitan area. We've seen a couple of teams in the quarterfinal out of the New York area. Punjab is also in the quarters. And so Smashers led by Jesse Singh, U.S. national fast bowler. So Zishan Ashraf. He gets off the mark with one. A big talent out of Pakistan. And Zishan Qureshi with a slashing shot for 4 just a couple of balls ago.
So we just saw some aggression from Jesse Singh right there. You know, he put all he got into that short ball, but Zishan just watch it go by. You know, so pretty good cricket at the moment.
Yeah, typical response from a fast bowler. When you've got the pace, you've got to use it sometimes to just push your opponent on the back foot. So Jesse Singh has made a good comeback, having been slashed for 4 off the bat of Qureshi.
And Qureshi doesn't look worried or towards the bowling off swing. He's just getting behind it, playing each ball on the merit, and that is a good thing to see the captain really just looking at Singh. You know he's a national representative for the US, but he's basically just watching him.
So ball guided away here by Qureshi. Number 2 comes around quite quickly. It appears to be Kapil Khanna. And so that's the completion of over number 1. Molten Sultan, having won the toss, they've elected to bat. Molten Sultan, US All-Stars, a bit of march. And after 8, Ian Thomas. After 1, actually, it's 8 on the board.
Well, it's an average over we have seen here. Most of the team in the early overs, they travel around 8 per over. So I'll say a fairly good start there by Qureshi. He got a boundary in the first over. Jesse Singh did respond with a few short balls. So, bowler like batsman having their game, not being intimidated by each other, but just playing what they know, playing the game of cricket, basic cricket. And Lenny, I must say you would know too much about the New York team, the Smashers, because you're actually from New York, right?
Yes, Ian Thomas, and I've week in, week out, I would go to games. I've commentated in many of the games there, so they know me pretty well. And I was just telling you off mic, and I'll tell you some stories, and they know me so well, but as soon as I come to the park and they see me, and they don't see, he beats Salek Iqbal, and it goes away for 4. So off the bat is Zishan Qureshi. Ball that is driven straight down the ground to mid-on, and Salek Iqbal might have been the man there. Not great feeling. And the first ball off the bowling of Raymond Ramratan goes away for 4. So good comeback delivery, and Ian Thomas just coming back to the New York contingent. Whenever they see me coming up here to do commentary, the first question they ask, where is Matthew? That's my little son. And they say, you got to bring him here. So ball flicked into the onside, just in front of Salek Iqbal. And another run here for Molten Sultan.
Yeah, so was a well-taken single. As you see, there was a direct hit. So the fielder picked up and aim at the wicket, direct hit, but Qureshi was already in his crease. He made his ground, so that goes another single to Qureshi. He goes up to 10 from 8, and the score is 13 without loss, 1.3 overs. And Lenny, as I say, I think you should bring your son here. Heard so much about him that he's better than you are. Is that so?
Yeah, he holds his own. The only thing, he has school, and can't take him out of school for the time being. So Zishan Ashraf comes into strike, and Zishan Ashraf, we saw him play here in the stadium yesterday. He is a top talent. We didn't see him for long. Oh, through the offside, and that's powerfully driven through the offside for 4.
That was a beauty of a shot by Ashraf. He really got over it and just caressed the ball, and with the outfield, it just runs straight into the boundary. 4 runs to him. Wonderful shot there by him. Well controlled, well placed. 4 runs was written all over that ball.
Yeah, he's a top talent, Zishan Ashraf. Couple of Zishans out in the middle, Zishan Qureshi and Zishan Ashraf. Very easy, and this one has gone a long way. It's out of the playing area. Another 6 here in the park, this time off the bat of Zishan Ashraf. It's 23 on the board.
Good going here by both Zishan. Ashraf is going with a huge 6 a while ago. I said that one is looking for a way for Miami Beach. He may be sending us a signal. They want to take this down to Miami Beach, the celebration.
Yeah, Raymond Ramratan, he's a young talent. Plays pretty well in his age group, but might have been under the gun here. This is more of a top-level senior cricket, and he's launched this one out of the park against Zishan Ashraf. He's not gonna stick around here and allow balls to get by, and he comes down, get to the pitch of the ball, and strikes it out of the park. It's 29 without loss.
With 2 overs being bowled, it's 29 without loss. This is great going, 14.5 per over. And as you can see, you have both Zishan at the wicket and Qureshi. He's the captain. And on the other hand, we have Ashraf, who is taking it to the bowler. So both of the batsmen are doing pretty well out there. They seem pretty comfortable, and they're not having any difficulty playing their shot.
Yeah, a couple of big shots here from Zishan Ashraf. A couple of 6s and 1 4. He's a top talent. Coming out of the Molten Sultan brand, one of the franchise team out of Pakistan, and with the news, PSL will be played entirely in Pakistan this year. That's the news we are hearing, as international cricket slowly makes its way back to Pakistan. Pakistan, of course, hosting the Sri Lankans at the moment, and so best of luck to that venture. Pakistan has been out of international cricket for some time, as number 6 has been brought into the attack. So Hamza Bangash given the ball here with a runaway start by Molten Sultan, US All-Stars Ian Thomas.
Yes, a very good start here. This is what you'll expect from the opening batsman, given that it's a limited over and the runs matters. So getting the runs and keeping the wicket, that is the way to go. And the Molten Sultan is just doing exactly what is required.
So Hamza given the ball, Hamza Bangash. They're going at 14.5 runs and over, so they're certainly run away here. Zishan Qureshi, the man on strike. And Bangash starts with a wide ball sliding down the leg side, and that'll push the score up to 30 on the board. Quick start here by Molten Sultan, US All-Stars, having won the toss, and deciding they'll put runs on the board first and then try to see if they can win the match by bowling teams out short of whatever the target is. A big swing and a miss here, and he's gone. So Zishan Qureshi is caught behind, and Hamza Bangash has come up with some sort of a breakthrough here. Much needed one. And Zishan Qureshi falls for 10. It's 30 for 1.
Yeah, so we just saw the fall of the first wicket, Zishan Qureshi. He went for 10 off 9. He played his part, more than a run a ball. So now we'll see a new batsman, Shima. And I can remember the last 2020 I was at. This gentleman, Shima, he hit the ball all over the park, not just over the park, out of the park. There was sixes and sixes and sixes.
Yeah, hands down, Rizwan Chima is one of the biggest hitter in this tournament. He hits the ball hard, he clears his ground with some bit of ease, and he's done that at the top level, having played for the Canadian national team for several years. So he comes in this game here with a very high level of pedigree, and his record at the U.S. Open is an impressive one. I remember one year he played in the final of a U.S. Open, and the first 3 balls into the match were 3 sixes from that end. So he's had good memory of this park. Slammed 100 about 3 years ago, and so he's been among the runs here in previous past U.S. Open. So ball just falling short here of Salek Iqbal. The ball seems to be following Iqbal today, and not realizing that Rizwan Chima probably you would have wanted to put in a little bit more better effort than that. Take a look at that ball, skied in the air and just falling short of Salek Iqbal. It's 30 for 1 still. So ball cut away up to short backward point, only a single, and a single that gets Rizwan Chima going and brings Zishan Ashraf back on strike.
So let's see what Bangash have in store for Ashraf, because he been going great guns in the over before. He really took charge of that over.
Yes, he's only given up 2 runs in the over so far. He's picked up the wicket of Zishan Qureshi. And now the real challenge comes as he comes into bowl to Zishan Ashraf. Ashraf has faced 4 balls. He's quickly gone up to 17. He's played a couple. He's played 3 shots for boundaries, 1 4 and 2 sixes. And he's going to be a key man here for Molten Sultan. Oh, through the offside. Look at that, with all the ease in the world. Just lifting the ball deliberately outside of the ring. Once it gets past the ring, Ian Thomas, is just a matter of running and just retrieve. Another lovely shot here from Zishan Ashraf. Take a look, 21 off just 5 balls.
That was a well-executed shot, over cover. It's like a textbook shot. He had that one made. It was like carved out, paved, and put down.
Yeah, he's really a good batsman. I've seen him just yesterday, and while his innings was pretty much brief, I've watched enough cricket to know that sometimes I judge players on just a couple of shots that they play, and I can tell you, they're quality batsmen, very tight. And he plays his shot with some degree of power and timing. So he's a top talent here, and Molten Sultan will be hoping that he sticks around long enough to put up a good score. At the end of 3, it's 35 for 1.
Yes, very entertaining cricket here by the Molten Sultan. Giving the viewers what we love to see in this version of the game. We like to see boundaries, and he is really bringing it to the smashers. We realize he find the boundary pretty easy, 3 in 1 over, and that was a beauty of a shot over cover for 4 runs. So, Zishan Ashraf is doing a pretty good job, and the score is 35 for 1 in the 3rd over. Good going. Shima is on 1.
So bowling change here for Smashers. They've brought on Usman Shahid. And Usman Shahid comes out of the DC area. I've seen him played a lot of time in New York. Left arm seamer. He bowls well in that part of the country, and this is the first time I'm seeing him in the U.S. Open. Might have been here before, but I wouldn't recollect that. But he comes on with a flourishing score so far of 35 for 1. Yeah, he's a good bowler. He's a good quality bowler, Usman Shahid. And he has a bit of an unorthodox run-up. Hands kept straight to his side, as you'll see Ian Thomas. But in the meantime, Zishan Ashraf, the man on strike, he slammed 21 in just 7 balls. And they've lost the wicket of Zishan Qureshi's 36 for 1.
Yes, I realize that the left arm seamers, even the spinners, have been used pretty well through the series here, and they've been very much effective. So let's see what Shahid have in store.
So Ashraf on strike. He's looked impressive this evening. Oh, through the offside. What a diving stop there. Stopping a 4 is Jesse Singh. And that had 4 written all over it, Ian Thomas, until Jesse Singh interrupted the ball.
That was a beauty of a shot. If Jesse Singh did not get himself down that quickly, I'm telling you, that would be racing into the boundary for 4 runs. Very well done there by Jesse to prevent that boundary. Good feeling.
So no let up here as Rizwan Chima comes into strike. He's as good as anyone else hitting the ball out at the park. He gets a good ball. So Usman Shahid, he has done relatively well to restrict 2 rampaging batsmen here, Ashraf and Chima. Not easy to restrict any of those at any time. And when you consider Ian Thomas, that he has a chance to bowl them in pairs, you've got to give him some bit of credit. So Usman Shahid just trying to get the ball. A little bit of football work doesn't go well, and a well taken single in the end. Cheeky single?
Yes, cheeky single, but I must say that Shahid is bowling pretty well, and his action is a little different the way he runs in, and the batsman is having problem playing him at the moment.
Sliding down the leg side, called a wide, and we've certainly seen some unorthodox action with regards to pace bowling at the international level. Jasprit Bumrah comes to mind, and here is Usman Shahid. Going down the leg side. Rizwan Mazhar, the keeper, does well to keep the ball in play. So slow ball to great effect. The ball may have touched something on its way through, no wide. And so not a bad over here from Shahid. Only 4 runs conceded so far. He's bowling to 2 top quality hard hitting batsmen, and he's kept them relatively quiet so far, Ian.
Yes, definitely he has come in and apply some breaks here. I like his line when he get it up.
Oh, driven through the offside. Classic looking shot again from Zishan Ashraf. He picks up another boundaries, 43 for 1.
Yeah, that one was just a bit over pitch, and Ashraf definitely was not going to miss out on such a ball, So, as usual, we can see his stroke play, his timing is perfect, and his placement is immaculate. So, that one was into the boundary before we even knew it.
So 3 4s and 2 6s for him. So another wide here, sent down by Usman Shahid. So 9 in the over so far, and still one more ball. Many things can happen in that one ball.
Yeah, Yes, one ball to go. Shahid just need to concentrate a bit more and just pick a spot and hit that spot consistently. As I see, he been spraying a few balls wide, both of the off stump and down the leg side. So he just need to relax and pick a spot there. Another
Yeah,
wide by
struggling with his line here on the off stump. And the fact is, I'm pretty sure the Smashers will be hoping that they can get out quickly out of the power play. Here we go. Yeah, wide outside the off stump, just too wide, just called a wide, so we'll have to bowl this one back. 10 in the over so far, so adjustments made to the field. Abdullah Saeed goes out to deep cover, and they've brought mid-wicket into, in fact they brought square leg in within the ring. And Ashraf is driving well straight to Salek Iqbal. Can't score this time. So an over of 10 runs come to an end. It's 45 for 1 at the end of 4.
Yes, good going by the Molten Sultan here. 45 for 1. And the fourth over, I'll say that's a pretty good score, as we have realized over the few days that, that's a very good rate to be going at, 11.3. It's a very good rate, because in most of the innings that I've watched so far is like they'll be traveling about 8 to 9 per over in the earlier part of the game, and then the team is asked to step it up, but they are actually going at 11.3 and over, so they're doing pretty well.
So Rizwan Chima will be on strike. He has been relatively quiet. He's been out of strike, and we saw pretty much the entire over was a contest between Usman Shahid and Zishan Ashraf. So now the action shifts to Rizwan Chima. And Hamza Bangash, his first over went for 6, so he's had a good start. And this one's plundered towards the backward square area, although not timed. It goes away for 6 off the bat of Rizwan Chima. It brings up the 50 here for Molten Sultan. They're batting a 51 for 1.
Yes, with Chima, he is a pretty strong kid, he hits the ball pretty hard and his timing is on. So even if he have a little miscue on it, it will still carry to the boundary if he gets enough of the bat on it. So Shima has a 6 just earlier. Now he walks down the wicket and he's gone. What a beauty of a catch way back on the boundary there. Deep square leg, and Shima is coming back in the stand.
Yeah, we'll have to pick up that fielder. Took a well-judged catch. Let's take a look. He advances down the track to Bangash. The fielder will have to pick the fielder up. He just inches away to play with. And in the end, he held on for dear life. And did he signal 6 there? What is he? or is it a sign of jubilation? Yeah, so in the end, Rizwan Chima is walking back to the pavilion. And now it's 51 for 2.
Definitely Shima advanced down the wicket, to that particular delivery. I think if he had just stood his ground, he would have picked that much easier, and that would be way over the boundary, but he walked into the bowler and just picked the wrong person on the boundary, and he's out.
Yeah, Raj Bhavsar, it appears. And so 51 for 2. Jaskran Malhotra comes to the middle. And Bangash, look at his bowling figure, 2 for 12. He's picked up all the wickets so far, you've got to say, Jan, technically.
Yeah, Bangash is on his game here. 2 for 12. You would not ask for more from your bowler here at this point, because it's not like the Molten Sultan not scoring, but they just fail to score him, or they're losing their wicket to him. So he's bowling pretty good.
So U.S. national player Jaskaran Malhotra comes to the middle at 51 for 2. Oh, he gets a brilliant ball. What a ball here from Bangash. Pitched in line off and moving away.
Yes.
And Jaskaran Malhotra searching for one. That's a good ball to bowl when you've just come to the crease to a batsman, Ian.
Yes, very good ball, Pitch in front and moving away. Just a little, tempting the batsman to reach for it. And that's a perfect delivery. So well done by Bangash.
So Malhotra has had good history over the years at the US Open, in particular this ground. And again, flashing or fishing at a ball outside the off stump. So Bangash has not only picked up a couple of wickets here, Ian Thomas, he continues to bowl extremely well, getting the ball to move off the seam. And he's somehow made a choice of spotting it on some part of the pitch. And so far to great effect.
Definitely, he has his spot there mapped out and he's moving it. And that's the advantage to a bowler when you're able to move it. This one he did bring back. So he's playing a mind game with the batsman at this moment. He's having him in two frame of mind.
Yeah, Malhotra has come out here. He's faced 3 dot balls. Here we go. And again, searching for a ball outside the off stump. Doesn't make contact. It goes through to Rizwan Mazar. And we all know that Jaskaran Malhotra is a lot better than 3 dot balls on the trot.
That tells how well Bangash is bowling. He's at the top of his game.
Oh, this one finds the outside edge and it runs away for 4. So finally, the good bowling of Hamza Bangash is betrayed by a ball outside the off stump. And ball going quickly away to the third man fence. Jaskaran Malhotra gets off the mark with 4.
I think it was still a good ball because that really took the outer, thicker half of the bat. So for me, it wasn't a well-controlled shot, but it brought up 4 in the end. So he could also got a wicket from that. So it's good bowling from him. 2 over 16 runs, 2 wickets. Good going.
All right, so Ian Thomas, I'll see you at the 10 over mark as we welcome our new friend here. And once he comes onto the mic, I want to say welcome to the US Open. Welcome to South Florida. We're going to introduce Bilal, who comes in part of the Molten Sultan setup. Welcome, Bilal. Welcome to US Open Cricket. Welcome to the United States. And how things are going for the Molten Sultan team so far.
All right, thank you. It's a pleasure joining the team here. So far, Multan Sultan, as you know, we won 3 games on the trot. We were ready for the quarterfinal. We knew that it would be challenged in a 15-over game. Any player that shows up, shines out there, can switch the game around. So far, so good. I know that we have lost 2 of our strikers. We got Zishan, the captain, and then Chima, who's a strong hitter. But the good news for our team is that we still have Zishan out there, who is a shining star, rising star, who will be playing in the PSL for Multan Sultan this coming year.
Yeah, he's a top talent. Very impressed with the young man. And we wish him all the best, even beyond PSL. He's a top player. He has very good technique, hits the ball hard. And Usman Shahid runs into ball to Ashraf. He goes up towards the mid-on area. Fielder comes around. And ball just dropping in front of the man there. Ball in the air for a little bit. But the approach here by Ashraf is very simple.
Yep.
And that is to get boundaries and get them very quickly.
Absolutely. One of his weaknesses, you saw that yesterday he got out the same area, but it took a tremendous catch. The fielder just drove in front to take the catch, but this one fell short. So he got lucky, but seemed like one of the weaknesses, he just needs to find a spot and avoid fielders.
So Malhotra comes back into strike. And while we have you here, Bilal, PSL will be playing in Pakistan entirely, huh?
Absolutely. I think it's great for the nation. I think it will be a great comeback. seen the security situation has improved big time. It's a big step forward. Until you take that step, you make the decision, it's not going to happen. But most of the players have committed to come and play in Pakistan in front of the crowd, the hungry crowd. They need cricket.
So Shahid gets a ball in the block hole here, and you've seen a little bit of Usman Shahid, the left arm seamer.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
bad.
Absolutely. I mean, see, he is doing well. Like you mentioned, unorthodox. He hides behind the umpire and then showed up in the last minute.
Yes.
So much like Bumrah, I think closer to him as well, because you're unable to see the bowler once he comes closer. Only then you just have to look for the ball. But he's taking full advantage of his action.
So Ashraf, the man is right. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All the ease in the world. A commanding shot straight down the ground. Just in front of the side screen. And it goes away for 6. What a shot here from Zishan Ashraf.
Absolutely, I think he killed it. It just as it came in sort of over pitch, but it went straight. And then he didn't have look at that. So picked it up straight, and it went all the way. Massive shot.
Yeah, while he played it straight, he had the arms swinging wide. The zone well cleared, and was able to hit the ball with superb timing. Oh, you don't bowl that to Ashraf, and then it's another 6. So all the ease in the world of full toss, asking to be hit. And when you bowl those balls to the talent of Zishan Ashraf, he's not going to stick around and allow those to go by.
Oh, absolutely. Batsmen like those, they wait for those kind of deliveries. So it was sort of that, we call it easy as you like, and went over deep mid-wicket. Awesome. Big shot.
So 69 for 2. They're going at 11.5 runs and over. And Bilal, of course, we've been talking the last couple of days in let's say a 15-over game. Sometimes the real emphasis is not on preserving wickets. They're going at 11.5 and over. Now, who cares if you're batting and you're going 11, 12 and over? You can lose 8 or 9 wickets.
Yeah.
That's not the key in this format of the game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, here you just have to maximize it. As you know, when they show the stats, they don't focus on the average and how much they have scored in the past. They focus on the strike rate. And it's all happening for Molten Sultan at this moment. The other thing that I just wanted to talk more about is the background and then the opportunity managing Molten Sultan, because I was born in Pakistan and also lived most of my life in Carolinas, that is North Carolina, and I was the president of the Cricket League. So, I can just speak to the game of cricket from 2 different angles, from the Pakistan standpoint, since I have the background, was born there, raised in, and then in here that we have helped grow. The cricket has grown so much in that part, and then the best thing about that is that we have.
Oh, this one is launched into the deep off the bat. This time of Jaskran Malhotra, as Raymond Ramratan comes back for his second spell, and that has gone miles out of the grassy banks onto the grassy banks. 75 for 2.
Yep. Oh, I was coming back to the point. Malhotra, he's joining the party now that he has settled in. Seemed like he wants to be part of the action.
Yeah,
So
he's a top player himself. So we do have the ability to not only look at Zishan Ashraf, who is a top talent in Pakistan, and Jaskran Malhotra,
Yep.
part of the U.S. national team these days. So he's also a big player.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need the local talent. Look at that. It went all the way again. So we need the local talent to shine. You had the Zishan, the captain, and then now you have Malhotra in action. And of course, the other Zishan is still the crease, Zishan Ashraf. So this is great for U.S. cricket, and this is great for Molten Sultan for sure.
Yeah, Raymond Ramratan hasn't been treated nicely here. His first over, I think, went for 21.
Yeah.
And we've already seen a couple of 6s here off the bat of Jaskran Malhotra. So he's been treated quite roughly here by by the Molten Sultan boys.
Yep, they're maximizing the deliveries, and of course, seem like he's coming closer to the bat, and it's all happening for Molten Sultan.
Well, he's a young player, Raymond Ramratan. I know him pretty well, and that's one of the things here in the U.S. Open, that the level is a little bit higher than most local leagues and local environment. And when you come here, you're running to some big talent as Zishan Ashraf and Jaskran Malhotra, and you've got to come with your A game.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I mean, definitely experienced this firsthand, talent-wise, and you have the ground conditions that you have to adjust quickly. Not many areas of the U.S. that you'll find turf pitches, so they have to adjust to that, whether you have to get closer to the bat or fall short, so some sort of adjustment has to be made.
So one of the few faulty shots we've seen here attempted by Ashraf. He remains on 39 of just 16 balls, 4 sixes and 3 fours.
Yeah, that time he came a little quicker.
So Ramratan, ball driven nicely out towards the offside. Protection out in the deep, as we can imagine, over the power play. And Bilal, usually if you're out there feeling you can't wait until the power play period is ended,
Yeah.
especially rampaging batsmen as Malhotra and Ashraf.
Yes, absolutely.
So good comeback deliveries here from Raymond Ramratan. The young Raymond Ramratan, still a young player, learning the trick and trade of the game and playing with the big men.
Yep. So what we have seen is a battle between the bat and the ball. You saw Zishan Ashraf. He saw that bowler had adjusted his length, so he came out of the crease, drove the ball, took the single. He knew that if the field has spread out now, and same goes for the bowler. The very next time he has adjusted his length, and then that has created some problems for the batsmen. If they want to take their chances, they can, because the field is spread out. But a nice battle between the bat and the ball.
So Ramratan, you look at his figure down on the right there. He's gone for 18 runs and over, 2 overs for 36. Not exactly what smashers would want from any of their bowlers, especially bowling at the early stages of the game. So that has not gone well.
Yep.
And we could see a bowling change here. Kapil Khanna, I think, has been given the ball.
Yeah, Ramratan, of course, it didn't work out for him. Almost 50% of runs have been scored off of him for Molten Sultan. But the good news for Molten Sultan, of course, I mean, they're 84 for 2 after end of 7 overs. Now that the field restrictions are over, it will be a challenge for batsmen to keep up with the pace and the current run rate of 12.
So Kapil Khanna, at this stage of the game, Bilal, if you were one of the bowlers here from Smashers, who would you prefer bowling to?
Absolutely Malhotra, because because I know that Zishan is well set, and he can see the ball very well.
So you've chosen Malhotra. Malhotra has gone straight down the ground.
Yep.
He gets a single as Abdullah Saeed runs around.
Yep.
Cleans up, and now the big man, the Zishan Ashraf, he has played impressively well for 40 of just 17 balls, and we have seen him play shots all around the ground. In fact, Malhotra still on strike, so they get a single here.
Yep. So
87 for 2.
Yep, that's impressive. And then now challenge for Zishan, how he makes the adjustment after the field restrictions have been lifted, because there are fielders all around the ground, and he has to show his power. Of course, he's middling the ball very well. That will work to his advantage if he finds a gap.
So still going over 11 runs and over. Those numbers are numbers that Molten Sultan would really love.
Oh, yes.
And Smashers will know that they have a lot of work to do. It's only the fall of a couple of wickets. Look at that. Finds the gap. Cut away beautifully off the bat of Zishan Ashraf. He picks up another boundary. The scores are in the 90s.
So there he goes. I mean, that was a challenge for him to make sure that he picks the gap. He middles the ball very well, and that's where your talent comes into play. So he found a gap and got 4 more runs.
So he goes up to 44. Smashers, team out of New York, out of the tri-state area. That includes New York, New Jersey. And of course, the Molten Sultan and US All-Stars. US All-Stars, a local team.
Yep.
And the Molten Sultan, an overseas bit of merge. So top talent on display here in this game and throughout the tournament.
Yep.
So 8 in the over so far. Kapil Khanna. Ball stroked up towards long off. So from the way things have gone here, Bilal, not a bad over here when you consider the general rate. The general scoring rate has been 11, 12 and over. A bowler comes in and he gives you an over that gives you 9 runs. You may have to take that with some bit of graciousness with the way things have gone here for Smashes.
Oh yes, I believe that the bowler knew how the batsmen are playing, so adjusted the length. It really worked out, especially Zishan Ashraf. He's a batsman who plays straight, and he adjusts his shot. So he did not give him any room, did not get closer to his bat, short of length, and of course Zishan found a gap on one occasion and scored a boundary. But 9 runs in this past over is good news for Smashers.
So a partnership of some 42 runs so far. Raj Babsar, the other leg spinner, has been given the ball, and he comes in here with Malhotra on 23.
Malhotra, he's also scoring at a better pace now, especially found few boundaries. But he's the type of player who will let the hitter come on and display the show until he gets in the groove. But seems like he has settled in too.
So short and pulled into the onside. He's gone over the ropes and it's gone away for 6. So 29 to Malhotra. And pushes the score close to 100. Is 99 for 2, Bilal.
Oh, that's going past 100 seemed like we are looking at probably around 145 to 150 plus for Molten Sultan. The good news is with Malhotra, I know that Coach Faisal Iqbal, as you know, he traveled as well. He's a former Pakistani player. So he was working with Malhotra yesterday after the game, because when we had the game here, he played a long inning, but he was struggling for shots. So he worked with him and seemed like it paid off.
So ball stroked into the offside this time. Malhotra moves away and gives Zishan Ashraf, who's up to 45 from just, 19 balls.
Yep, looking at probably the fastest 50 maybe, or one of the fastest for the tournament.
Yes, Bilal, we've seen a lot of T10 games in the stadium yesterday.
Yeah.
And so today in the quarterfinal, we saw earlier 15-over game, and this is the second one. So while the 10-over game would not have presented many opportunities for batsmen batting, let's say beyond 4 and 5 and 6 to really get a chance to get going, it has presented itself to 3 batsmen who got 50 yesterday in 10-over games. So yes, Zishan Ashraf, top talent. He's on 45. And this one he's cutting and cutting well. A long chase here for the man. He's running up towards the third man boundary. And he picks it up well inside. Couple of runs here for Ashraf. He will travel up to 47.
All right, so getting closer to the 50-run mark. So, yeah, he's making adjustments. As you can see, he's playing off the back foot. He knows that the fielders have spread out. So good to see that. I mean, that's what talent brings in you.
Yeah, we have seen in yesterday's days of cricket, and even today, the spinners are posed with a big problem. Number one, you can't bowl short on this track because it's holding up. It's a little bit slow. And then also some players, as Zishan Ashraf is, he's strong on his front foot. So where is the balance? Don't bowl short, don't bowl pitch up. Where do you contain Ashraf?
Right, so you have to find a good length area. So first of all, if you miss it, even by an inch, you know he's got you. So balls are adjusting.
So 10 in the over so far. A chance being offered here. Malhotra goes. He falls for 30. It's 103 for 3.
Right, see, it seemed like he did not get under the ball. It was more of aerial versus getting the distance or elevation was there. But anyhow, seemed like that he's gone. But Molten Sultan has plenty of talent waiting in the hut, and we'll see who's out next.
I think Javel Glenn is the man going out next. Heard he had a good third round game, or might have been the second round of the series, but still. Yeah, you're right. The Molten Sultan US All-Star team bats very deep. And with the fall of Jaskro and Malhotra, they're still going at 11.6 and over.
Yep. See, still
As Javel Glenn walks to the middle.
Yep. So Glenn, left-arm batsman. We saw him yesterday. He only faced about 3 or 4 deliveries and hit a massive 6 in the stadium. But we all know what he brings to the table. Things will not get easier for smashers. They still have to bowl in good length areas, contain the batsman. Any little mistake will disappear out of the park. And Zishan Ashraf still holding it out there, not out at 48. That's not your conventional batsman, but he brings he bats straight out of the coaching manual. That's what we see.
Yes.
For Zishan Ashraf, and as long as he stays until the end, batsmen like Glenn, they will maintain the run rate, and of course Zishan himself, he's chipping in big time.
So 10 in the over. He's picked up a very important wicket of Jaskran Malhotra. And Ashraf, he cuts straight to Abdullah, can score, and that completes the 9th over. It's 103 for 3.
So 103, and we got still the run rate at 11.4. Still going well for Molten Sultan as long as they have wickets in hand. I'm sure after 10th or 11th over, it will be all out for them. They will just go for boundaries from there, and especially if Zishan Ashraf is still out there, he will be the key man for Molten Sultan to keep the innings together, as long as the other side keeps maintaining or keeps scoring boundaries and maintain the run rate around 12ish, and we're looking at 150 plus.
Yeah, 36 balls remaining. So essentially, if they get run a ball, and I'm pretty sure they'll get more than run a ball here, that will push them to 139, in the region of 139, 150. You'd want to factor in if Zishan Ashraf is still there towards the latter stages of this innings. We could see the run rate still hovering around 11 runs and over.
Yeah.
So Abdullah Saeed comes into the attack and start relatively well with a dot ball just outside the off stump to Glenn. Oh, he's pulled this one into the onside. Number 1 has taken a well-judged catch off the bounce. And Javel Glenn goes without scoring, having faced a couple of balls.
See, I think it's a big loss for Molten Sultan, because we all know what Glenn can do. He didn't want to wait out there, even though he had time, but he saw the length, just couldn't wait, and it's a great catch because it was the height, it was the speed of the ball. Well, what an adjustment. Great catch.
So it appears to be Neil Patel. Neil Patel, he's picked up a couple of catches, and excellent catching from Patel. And Abdullah Saeed, you look at his bowling spell so far, he's done better than anyone else.
Absolutely.
Just a couple of balls into his bowling spell, he's dismissed Javel Glenn, who's just come to the crease And so it's 103 for 4 as Smashers lead a fight back here, Bilal.
Oh yes, I think if they get 1 or 2 more wickets, of course they can apply some breaks to that run rate. It's down to 11 now, but it's time to regroup and look at the situation. And because field has spread out, unless you are pretty much sure that you can find a gap or you can put it out of the boundary, I would say that they'll just have to be careful because 2 back-to-back wickets for Smashers. They gain some confidence here and again regroup.
So an international player makes his way out to the middle. Saad bin Zafar out of Toronto, Canada. And a man with some bit of global T20 experience in the last couple of seasons that the global T20 has been played in Canada, Bilal.
Yes, so Saad, another impressive talent. Like I was saying, that we do bat deep. That's Molten Sultan. So he's another talent who can put the ball away, but he will need to take his time and not to throw his wicket.
So the ball has eluded keeper. Wide is the signal, so fielder is giving chase, pulls it back inside the fine leg boundary. 3 will be added to the score, so ball heading down the leg side, and Rizwan Mazar, the keeper, having a little bit of problem there. Always a bit of blind spot for keepers.
Yeah, so there it is. It's sort of a gifted delivery there, too far away for the wicket keeper, and 3 runs added.
So ball pulled into the onside, and this could be the 50 here for Zishan Ashraf. And he goes quickly up to 54 with that 6. Beautiful half century here for Ashraf, and it comes off just 23 balls, Bilal.
Absolutely. So looking at his innings from the get-go, from the first over up until now with this 6, you can see his shot selection has been impressive. He's not taking any chances unless he's sure. So he's middling the ball. Well-deserved 50. I think Molten Sultan, he is the key, and he's keeping it together for him, even after 2 back-to-back wickets.
So 5 6s and 4 4s. Doesn't get better than that.
Yeah.
And Said has gone for 10 in the over so far. So ball swept away towards the backward square area. Running quickly, they'll only get a single. And single that brings Saad bin Zafar, Canada national player.
Yeah.
And these days, with the Canadians and the Americans granted international status, Bilal, these players like Saad bin Zafar are beginning to rack up some credentials as international T20 and ODI players these days.
Absolutely. So what I've seen is the rise of the talent is sort of the next generation that we have. The parents are working with their children big time, taking them to these tournaments, making sure that they attend practices, and then they groom their talent. So that's why you have the likes of Malhotra, Zishan, and then now you have Saad. So all of these guys, they are local grown talent, and they bring so much to cricket, and they're being looked as ideals for other cricketers, the young up and coming. Because I personally experienced that. For example, last year we had sort of a regional tournament for under 19 in the Carolinas. So we have seen great talent out there, parents traveling from Houston, Texas, from Florida, elsewhere, all over the country, bringing their children, under 19 talent. So we are seeing great kids. So we had one talented kid who even scored 5 centuries in the Carolina Cricket League last year. So looking forward to that. We'll see more of these type of cricketers coming to the party. More to come on that.
All right, Bilal, I hope you'll stick around. Nice having you, but 114 for 4. And you'll be quite pleased with the way Molten Sultan is highly placed there as we welcome back Eon, and hope you'll join us for more stints. Bilal?
Will do. Thank you very much.
So
Thanks
Jesse Singh has been given the ball here. He starts with a wide ball going down the leg side. And welcome back Ian Thomas, as you would have in your stint missed a classic half century from Zishan Ashraf.
Yes, Zishan Ashraf really take on the liking of the bowling, and he have executed quite well. We've seen him with few huge sixes. Four he gracefully paced his batting. He managed to penetrate the field, even though they have good field setting, and he just carved out his shot perfectly. So well-deserved 50 for Zishan. Well done.
So Jesse Singh comes back with his second bowling spell, U.S. national fast bowler. Yeah, this is a good delivery. Just negating the charge here from Ashraf. And the pacer certainly has made a good comeback there. So we're watching Saad bin Zafar, the man on strike. And Saad bin Zafar from the Molten Sultan setup. He's one of the leg spinner who can bat. And he has had a top-level franchise cricket experience, having played a couple of seasons with teams in the global T20 in Canada. So Jesse Singh charges in to Zafar. Zafar cuts and cuts well, just guiding the ball away. And that's a lovely shot off the bat of Saad bin Zafar. And it goes away for 4. Lovely shot.
Yeah, lovely shot there by Zafar. He just waited and used the pace of the ball on that one to guide it through the slip coordinate there and into the boundary for 4 runs. So very good and well executed shot from Zafar. So the total now moves on to 120 for 4, 10.2 overs. Good going here by the Molten Sultan.
So again, a ball guided into the offside. And a single to Saad bin Zafar, and brings the man who has dominated proceedings so far from a batting perspective, and that is Zishan Ashraf.
Yes. Ashraf is the man to go to in terms of the Molten Sultan. He is producing the runs, he's finding the gap, and he's finding the boundary. So once he's there at the wicket, definitely there will be runs on the board. So Jesse Singh, running into him is really got to be thinking about this.
Oh, look at that.
What a beauty. What a beauty. That was another textbook shot right there. He was right over it. He caressed it, and he just paced it perfectly and into the boundary for 4 runs. Couldn't ask for more. What a beauty of a shot. Look at that. Perfect timing, perfect placement into the boundary, 4 runs. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, classic shot from Zishan Ashraf. And those shot comes off in 2 ways. Number one, with the talent and skill that he has. And of course, he's been there for 54 minutes. So that alone tells you that the longer you stay out in the middle, the easier batting comes. Or should come. For some, not as easy as that. So he's picked up another run. He's into the 60s. He's up to 61 from 27 balls. And boy, has he led the fight against Smashers today. And this is a quarterfinal game. You lose, you're out of the tournament. And Molten Sultan, US All Stars, a lot has invested in the unit this year. And so they'll be hoping that they can go very deep and perhaps to even win the tournament. So another one that is rising towards the hip here to Saad bin Zafar.
Yeah, good combat ball from Jesse Singh there, That ball, I think you want to get more in that area there, just creating a little difficulty for Ashraf, who is batting well, The extra bounce, the extra pace, but we realize once he's outside that line, Ashraf is using the pace of the ball to just steer it into the boundary. And I think Jesse, with his experience, would definitely realize what he's doing. So we realize he brought that one back and tucked him up a little. So good thinking from the bowler, but some well executed shot by Zishan Ashraf.
So the U.S. All-Stars, a bit of combination of U.S. All-Stars and Molten Sultan this year, Ian. But U.S. All-Stars would have won in 2016. They got the better of an Afghanistan team back then, Al-Masafi, the name of the team. And this year, for the first time, we've seen Molten Sultan making the trip to Florida. Saeed Abdullah will continue. First over went for 11. He picked up a wicket. And he comes into bowl to Saad bin Zafar. He's swung it around towards the mid-wicket area. And the ball goes one bounce for 4. So 4 more runs here for Molten Sultan. It's 131 for 4.
So Zafar is playing a very important role here. You know, he's keeping that scoreboard ticking. You know, he's getting the boundaries. So he quickly moves on to 10 from 6. So good batting here from the Molten Sultan team. You know, they're basically pacing themselves pretty good at this point. You know, 11.7 is the run rate. So they're going pretty good, you know.
So we've got 23 balls remaining. So wide is the call. Ball heading down the leg side. So we see Saad bin Zafar. Good chance the red color pad might have been part of the Canadian color, Canadian kit. A man who has been playing at the national level for Canada for several years now. He's a top talent, good leg spinner.
Yes,
and a leg spinner who can bat relatively well. So Zishan picks up another 6 out towards the mid-wicket area. For one moment, it appeared that the fielder had some bit of play on that ball, but in the end, it goes for another 6.
Well, I'm loving this partnership here, you know. That was pitched right on mid-wicket, but as you see, Zishan Ashraf is picking it pretty easy. That's what happened when you are in, you know, you're set, you're seeing the ball pretty big, and he's seeing it pretty big. And I really like this partnership that is developing here because, you know, just about to say they're having a good relationship in terms of running between the wicket, but where did that one come from? It's a run out, you know. Unnecessarily, I think he turned his back on the ball and batsman decided to run, but you can't run alone. So we just have a run out there. So it's...
Yeah, Saad bin Zafar has been run out. So let's take a look here. So the ball, first of all, it starts with an easy single. This is pretty straightforward. And then now, Ashraf, itching to get on strike, decided, well, here is a bit of an overthrow, but Saad bin Zafar hasn't really paid attention to what has happened. So in the end, a suicidal call for a run by Zishan Ashraf, because realizing that Saad bin Zafar had no idea that there was a chance of an overthrow. So in the end, Saad bin Zafar is gone. It's 140 for 4. In fact, 139 for 5.
That's a big heave, and it's going. 6 runs, the signal is. So massive hit there by the left-handed batsman.
49 for 5. The last batsman dismissed. Bin Zafar for 17. And I'm here with my good friend Ian Thomas. I enjoy his Facebook offerings. I know these days I'm prohibiting him because I'm tying him down in the commentary box. I know he wants to do his Facebook offerings. Ian?
Man, my Facebook fans must be missing me, you know.
Yes.
They're used to seeing me around the clock.
Well, you're wearing a different hat. I hope that you do a message to them, at least on the outfield, to let them know where you are.
Yes, I did send a message to let them know if they miss me, they'll find me right here on MAQ TV live.
Lovely.
Living colors.
I know you have a good following, so more people hear the silky golden voice of Mr. Archiba. So it's 149 for the well, I'm seeing 139 for 5. It is going to 139 for 4. Reminds me of, I think we need to get this sorted out. Ashraf, is it right, Lenny, that Ashraf is on 67? Yeah. And Zafar is out. I'm still seeing him there. I know Roddy Lauman will have that sorted out for us pretty quickly. Well, very peculiar run up there. And delivery stride by Saeed. In fact, Saeed has bowled out one for 2 overs, 1 for 34. So who's the new bowler from the far end? We wait to see. As a Usman Shahid. And, you know. So he had 2 overs for 24 before this. As delivery comes in, that's worked away around the corner. So that's one more. And of course, Lenny, we had Lenny on. Extended run for Lenny. He's a fit man. He was here with Bilal and then Ian. Ian, you know, Maq Qureshi was speaking to me early on today, and Maq will normally message me and said, look, I've gotten runs again. A couple of the games I went as well, I saw him get runs. Which team you play for in South Florida?
Well, I basically been playing for West Palm Beach for the past 14 years, but I also represent the Jamaica in the South Florida League here.
I think Maq plays for the Red Force, if I'm right.
Well, I remember Maq quite well. He hit me for a 6. Would you believe that?
Well.
On his field.
Well, it's his field. And he can hit you for a 6 in his field. He has all the rights because it is his field. It's just played away. Down through backward point. It's going to run very close to the boundary. Will it get there? Great attempt. And they're going to come back for 2. So Ashraf goes on now to 78. And Shafiq is on 1. Shahid in his 3rd over. I'm looking at the uniform of the Smashers. And at times you think they're wearing sleeveless.
Definitely.
I thought the man get a rip thing at his shoulder and continue with an elbow pad.
Yeah, it's Shahid again, bows, and it's just carved away. A lovely shot indeed. Outside the off stump, over pitch. He was just basically playing through the line. Always a difficult shot to play, and over cover for 6. Carl Hooper used to do it. The only difference, he was a little more elegant.
Yes, well, I think Zishan Asif is imitating Carl Hooper today because he really carved these shots out. They're being perfectly placed. Timing is on, and he's batting pretty well.
He's on 86 of 33 deliveries.
14 balls that he could be chasing 100 here.
Well. Will he get the first 100? Ominous signs here from the Molten Sultans. This time he flashes this one away. A magnificent catch there at cover. What a catch. It took something very special from Jesse Singh, and he is on his way. Ashraf leaves the arena for 86, but what an innings. 160 for 5. We're in over number 13. Jesse Singh went flying.
What a catch by Jesse Singh.
That's the sort of catch, Ian, that you will leave the stadium, pay and come back in.
Definitely. You want to see that on the replay, and you want to see it again.
Yes,
Beauty
well,
of a catch.
our boys here at MAQ TV, they're suffering us at the moment as we wait for that replay. Tessin Ahmad, I think, is going to try to bring it. Or is it Rashid Ahmad? The Ahmad brothers. I get worried when they're at work because they always try to give me a surprise. At the moment, 160 for the loss of 6. So it was a wonderful catch, though, Ian.
It was a beauty of a catch, and it take a catch like that to dismiss a batsman as Zishan Asif. He been playing extremely well all day, you know. He been perfect in terms of his timing, his placement. This one, just a marvelous catch by Jesse Singh.
The Molten Sultan, they're 160 now for the loss of 6, and Ashraf, the last man, leaving the arena. And he left for 86, just to remind you of 34 balls. So Ali Khan is in there at the moment. He taps at the crease and wait. Swings down the leg side. There is no contact. Ali Khan from the TKR fame. Signal wide by the umpire.
Wonder what franchise gave him that yellow helmet.
Well, he's wearing the TKR golden helmet. The man who everyone in Trinidad and Tobago loves. This is worked away through the offside for 1. So Ali will be looking to land a few blows here after Ashraf left for 86. A word, Ian, on Ashraf's innings.
It was a beauty of an innings. He came out as the opening batsman, and he actually bat pretty well with Zishan Qureshi in the opening stand. I think they went up to 29 for the first wicket there. You know, bat pretty well between them. They were running pretty well. They communicated pretty well. And once Zishan walked off the field, I think he just take full control of the game in terms of his placement, his timing. He picked the right ball to hit, I would say, and he just make it happen. The runs keep coming, and as you can see, it's 163 for 6, and that's partly because of his innings.
Yes, definitely so. That's the end of over number 13. So with 2 overs to go, they can probably look to get up to about 180, which may well be a winning score on this track. It's going to be difficult for the Smashers to get up to that total with the talent available on the Sultan team. We've had some wonderful performances, especially from their slow bowlers, with Samuel Badri, the former West Indies leg spinner, getting 3 for 13 last night, as well as the left-arm orthodox spinner Zishan Qureshi, who couldn't put a foot wrong yesterday. He got 2 Man of the Match awards in 3 matches, and his last night his spell of 3 overs, 2 for 9. In fact, 2 overs, 2 for 9. So it's 163 for 6. Muhammad Ali Khan is facing at the moment. He hits the ball a mile if he connects. The problem is he has to connect.
Well, let's see if he connect here. It's Jesse Singh with the ball in his hand.
And he drives through the offside. A lovely shot for 4. Outside the off stump, and he just played through the line. And what a lovely shot indeed. In fact, it was Shafiq playing that shot. Yes, it was Shafiq. So Shafiq goes on to 6. It was outside the off stump, and he just played through hitting it on the up, but in the gap for 4. Here's Jesse Singh again. They take 1. Ali wants to come back for 2, and that's good thinking by Ali Khan. You need to push. There are wickets in hand. You need to push over these last 10 deliveries or so to see if you can get as many as you can. Where did Ali go wrong last night in his spell? You being a fast bowler yourself.
Well, with a fast bowler, it depends on the inning that you have in the batsman who is at the crease. And, I think a little bit intimidated by the batsman, when you have good batsman at the wicket and you just get put away, it could just change your mindset. So I think it's all about the mindset.
This one is hiked away down to deep mid wicket by Ali Khan. They get 1 more, so the score goes on to 169 for 6. Shafiq is on 7. Ali Khan is on 1. Jasdeep Singh, his last over. So far, none for 26.
One thing I can say, I love the way Zishan Qureshi is managing this team as a captain. He's been leading from the front, as you said, 2 man of the match in the performance. Pretty good.
Well, he has been marked as a leader quite a while now. That's a no ball swinging away from Shafiq as he tried to hit it down the ground. So I think the free hit will now follow. Yes, here comes the signal for the free hit. At the moment, it's 170 for 6.
I think even Singh is feeling the pressure here from the Molten Sultan team. You know, they've been hitting the ball all over the park. 170 for 6. Still a over with 3 balls to go, and here comes a free hit.
Let's see how Singh goes. Now, obviously, he can't change the field. There are 3 fielders on the boundary on the leg side. There's a wide-ish long on, deep mid-wicket, and a man down at cow corner. Fast delivery. What a delivery there. Nothing wrong with that. I like that response there by Jesse Singh.
Wonder where were those balls when Zishan was batting earlier, you know, Ashraf, when he was hitting all those sixes. That's the type of ball I love to see a fast bowler bowling, you know.
Do we see that on a regular basis from you, Ian?
Well,
or are you gentle off spin?
Guess what? With me and the height does the trick. You know, I just need to
awkward
find
bounce.
the right. There you go. So over the years, I think I've been one of the better bowlers here in South Florida.
Excellent
and
indeed.
I have a few wickets behind my name in South Florida in these local leagues, but never chose to take it further. Some days I wonder if I had taken it really serious. But at school days, I was pretty good at it, you know. But in these days, watching the back.
Well, Ian said that he was very good at school days, and you would never know if how far he could have reached, because again, the opportunities since Mr. Qureshi came on the scene, he has been creating opportunities for cricketers. Other than that, the opportunities sometimes are limited here in the States. Outside the off stump, that's going to be signaled wide by the umpire, and Ian is saying to me that during his school days he was pretty good. Well, Ian, 60 years ago the wickets were quicker.
Definitely, I was running in, man. Had some real steep bouncers, you know, and that's one of the things. Batsman was pretty much fearful of the height.
Well, obviously, you wouldn't have had a turf pitch at that time to play on, or did you?
I'll tell you like a secret.
He says, punched away through the offside. He could be out caught. Yes, he is. Lovely bit of fielding. We've seen some wonderful catches in this match. Raj Bapsa, the encyclopedia of U.S. cricket, tells me. Sometimes I wonder if Lenny knows the same amount or even more of Guyana's cricket.
Yeah,
he's signaling to me, where's Guyana first to begin with? That's what he's asking me.
It's the first I've ever seen Lenny back down from something, but...
171 for 7. It's the end of 14. 1 over to go. Ayas comes in. Ayas, of course, better known for his fast bowling. He was the leading wicket taker for the Molten Sultans at the last PSL. That should account for something. And of course, my 171 for 7. My technical guru and producer Rashid Ahmad did find that catch for you, Ian. So let's take a look at that sprawling catch taken by Jesse Singh to get rid of the dangerous Ashraf.
Here it is.
Delivery outside the off stump. He's arching the backwards, and goalkeeper fashion, he goes up in the air to complete it.
Wow. Acrobatic. So great catch.
And
thanks for technical team there,
Wonderful work indeed. I tell you something though, I wanna hail out as well Brandon, who is our ball follow man, and he's doing a wonderful job. He says that he enjoys having hot baths here in South Florida. Yep. He says he loves the water. He says absolutely brilliant. Last night he was soaking in the tub. and he enjoyed it. Crystal clear water he loves. Here it is again, outside the off stump. So he leant back and just trying to get the elevation. He didn't get enough of it. And there was Jesse Singh diving to his left and pulling off a remarkable catch. Could have been the difference between 180 odd or 200 in the final analysis. Outside the off stump, that one ships away a bit. And failing to make contact is Ayas. At the non-strikers then, Ali Khan is looking for a single. And he's itching to get strike here at the moment. He's on 2.
So Vinod, just back to the question. I did play on a lot of turf wicket because I'm from Jamaica. I actually play with the likes of Darren Powell. When I was bowling, I was a pace bowler, but Darren was the spinner back in school days.
Wow, and Darren Powell, who's now a politician in Jamaica, he went on to play for the West Indies.
Yes, so we played schoolboy cricket together. It was then me, Ricardo Powell, Chris Gale and all. That's the group that I came up in during those days. So
wonderful indeed. Last delivery was just back of a line moving away. So Bangash, 2 for 16. He has been absolutely brilliant. Yeah, he's now bowled.
Wow.
And this delivery looking to play it somewhere down to third man. And they get a single. Should be signaled like by the umpire. Well, he doesn't.
So Bangash being the best in terms of their bowling, he been really putting on the brakes from his deliveries in terms of the Molten Sultan innings. And we see where he been the most successful of the bowlers. Just 17 runs. He had 2 wickets.
2 for 17. He's in his third over. This is down the right side. He's striking Ali Khan on the boot. Yes, Ian played a lot of cricket on turf tracks in Jamaica before coming to the United States to join Lenny. So Ali Khan is on 3. He's at the non-strikers end. Let's see if Ayas can land a big one here. 173 for 7. I think 180 will look so much better for the Molten Sultans. He's out caught behind a faint edge, looking to pull it through mid-wicket. Bangash gets his 3rd wicket. It's 173 for the loss of 7.
Well, we're heading to the close of the end of the Molten Sultan innings. 173 for 8 at this point. 1 ball remaining. Bangash still at his best, getting another wicket at the depth of the innings. So very good bowling from him. Way to celebrate. He jumps all the way in the air, and you can see, he's putting everything in today. But he's getting the result too.
173 for 8 is a massive score of 15 overs. Let's put that into perspective. 15 overs, and they could possibly end with about 175.
Yes, that seems to be the highest score inside of the stadium since the start of this competition. We know earlier on it was reduced to 10 overs, but for the 15 overs, this is the highest score we have seen on the board, and it is a very good total to defend. So I definitely think that the Molten Sultan may just walk away with this one. It's early days to say such thing, but it's a very good total.
But if they walk away with it, they'll get into the semi-finals for the 3rd consecutive year.
Well, they would have deserved it.
2016, they won the title. It's just slashed away, and he's out caught. What a brilliant catch again. I tell you something, the Smashers is an absolutely brilliant team in the outfield. Bangash gets 4, 173 for 8. That's the end of over number 15.
So there we have it, the close of the Molten Sultan innings, 173 for 8. So a lot to take away. In terms of the batting, the Molten Sultan, they went out and they did exactly what was required, so they have the runs. It's on the board, but I also have to give it up to Bangash for his bowling.
Excellent catch there, and brilliant, even better camera work there from Brandon And it's the end of the overs, end of that 15 over allocation for the Molten Sultans. They won the toss, decided to bat first, and they have done absolutely brilliantly. It's 173 for 9. We're going to take a short break and we rejoin you very soon to see the reply.
Yes, Ian, welcome back. As we see Samuel Badri, who has played international cricket for some time and a top leg spinner when he has played at that level. And so he comes into ball to Umar Farooq. Farooq is a strong striker of the ball. A big play and a miss here. So a couple of minor triumphs here for Samuel Badri. And he has tied up many batsmen around the world. Let's take a look. Farooq going for a big one. And ball in the block hole. This is good bowling from Samuel Badri.
Yes, very good bowling. That's the way to start this inning. You want to basically be putting the players or the batsmen on their back foot early. They got to be going at a very consistent rate of over 11 per over. So they're required basically, I say 12 per over. So, way to start with Badri.
So Umar Farooq, he's a clean striker of the ball. And Ian, of course, we were making the point that Smashes comes out of New York, and so I know them pretty well. And Umar Farooq, he's a quick scorer in that part of the country, and he faces up to one of the best in the world as Badri. Oh, he's bowled him. So Badri has gotten through Umar Farooq, and Farooq goes without scoring. It's one for one.
Well, we see what Farooq was up to from ball one, but Badri got the better of him, being the experienced bowler he is. He was always targeting that wicket right on the leg stump, and you can see it was an easy dismiss. He was swinging across the line, and I say to batsmen, you go out there, you want to at least start playing down the track, where the ball is coming from, playing through the V. It's basic cricket, at least, until you start feeling it on the bat before you start going across.
Yes, Ian, there were always going to be a tough target. I mean, you look at the target, 173 posted by the Molten Sultan, US All-Stars. First of all, in a 20-over game, 173 is a stretch. And to consider this is a 15-over game, that is what, 30 balls less. 174 is a massive score by any means, and it'll take some batting performance here for Smashers to really get over that target. And when you consider you've got Samuel Badri, one of the best in the world, he has bowled to many of the top batsmen in the world. He has posed problems for them. And so I won't be surprised that he's going to be a handful here. He's already made an early inroad. And Umar Farooq has gone. It's 1 for 1 on the board.
Yes, Samuel Badri really demonstrating his class here, his experience. And as you can see, even with his run up to the wicket, you see the confidence all over him. He has the runs on the board. And there's a big shout again for LBW. So very good over here by Samuel Badri. Well done. And you could not have asked for a better first over. Zishan Qureshi had made the right decision here in bringing him on. Put on the pressure right away, because we know this one is always going to be a challenge, as you say. 174 in 15 overs. It's always a challenge, even if you had 20 overs to get this run.
So news coming out outside of the stadium. We see the Atlanta Fire will be progressing to another round. They will get into the semi-final. They got the better of Punjab. And so Somerset Cavaliers have made it through. Atlanta Fire has gone through. And the way it's looking here, Ian Thomas, it appears that the Molten Sultan US All-Star merge could be the team advancing out of this match and certainly moving on in the tournament.
Yes, if I had to bet on a team at this time, I would definitely tell you I would not bet against the Molten Sultan. So you know where my money would be. You know, they have demonstrated great cricket over the couple of days that we have here inside of the stadium. They have really showed their class, and it's a wonderful team that been put together with the US All-Star and the Molten Sultan. What a unit. So this Saeed is on 0, so from 2 balls. So as we can see, it's gonna be an uphill task, 1 over being completed. Only 2 runs on the board. So as I can see out there, you know, the field placement, it looks pretty good on the field. You know, they seem to be, you know, having full control of the game. You know, they make enough runs to defend, but Zishan Qureshi ain't taking any chances. He has some great field placement there. So as we see, Ali Shafiq is bowling, and he's doing pretty good so far also with the ball. So both bowlers are doing exactly what is recommended or required of them. You know, pretty good bowling here, tight bowling. It's only 2-1, 1 wicket down, 1.2 over.
Yeah, Salek Iqbal has came out with Omar Farouk. Farouk is gone. And Abdullah Saeed is watching from the other end. We've seen a good start here from Ali Shafiq. Dot ball so far. In fact, may have conceded a wide, but this one is pushed into the onside. Salek Iqbal finally gets off the mark. And a very slow start here by the Smashers team, having been put under pressure by a posting of 173 by the Molten Sultan unit. We saw an impressive display of batting from Zishan Ashraf, who nearly got 100, and it took a brilliant catch to bring his innings to an end, and was on course probably to get into triple figure. It would have been the first one of this tournament.
Yes, good batting, but I've just seen some good feeling there in the outfield by Glenn.
So big shot here from Abdullah Saeed. He's gone a long way by the scoreboard and has gone for a massive 6. That's a lovely shot from Saeed Abdullah.
Well, Saeed, he definitely would have known exactly what is required here, and what is required is boundaries. You know, they're gonna need a lot of boundaries if they're gonna get anywhere close to that 173 that was already been made by the Molten Sultan. So he knows exactly what is required, and he starts with a nice 6 there. So it's 6 from 3 balls. Smashers is on the way, 9 run, wicket down, 1.4 overs.
Yeah, that's a good shot from Saeed. Picked it up well. He's a good striker of the ball. He's played briefly at a U.S. national level. And very attacking batsman here. They'll need a lot more of those lofty 6s, and anything across the ropes and over the ropes will really work for them. On the other hand, if they're not able to clear those the ropes, then it's going to be a very, very dull play here by Smashers. So 9 for 1 is the score. And Ali Shafiq 8 in the over so far. Oh, a dive-in take here from a wide ball sent down by Ali Shafiq, and certainly a diving save by Jaskaran Malhotra, saved 5 wides.
Yes, Ali Shafiq bowling pretty well. However, he just managed to spill one down the leg side, but that is not a big issue at the moment in the fact that they have 173 runs. Not that you want to give away extras, but there's a little room for a little mistake here and there, but I know he will get his line back and bowl the, and there it is. He's back on the off stump where he needs to be. So good going here by the Molten Sultan in terms of containing the Smashers to only 10 run in 2 overs, which is about to be completed. So good going.
Yes, Ian, your bowling is not under pressure when you've put up 173 on the board in a 15-over game. And especially you look at the scorecards, 10 for 1. They've lost for Rook, so certainly no pressure on the bowling unit here. And they're going to fancy their chances of really going through formalities and getting 15 overs or 9 wickets to win this match. But certainly 174 is the target here. It's not going to put pressure on any bowling unit for now, unless we can really see some really swashbuckling batting from the likes of Abdullah Saeed and Salek Iqbal.
So for the viewers, if you're out there and wondering what it's going to take for the Smashers to win this one, I'm just going to tell you it's going to require at least 12.5 runs per over for them to get to this figure or this total that is here on the board, which is going to take some real good hitting. You know, it's a big total, and it's the biggest total that been posted since the start of the tournament inside of the stadium this 2019 season, and it's a very good total. So well done by the Molten Sultan in terms of that total that they posted, and now they're doing very well with the ball and restricting their opponents.
So Samuel Badri, an impressive first over, an over in which a lot of ones are showing there by Badri's name, and that is because he's bowled 1 over, he's conceded 1 run, and he's picked up 1 wicket. And Salek Iqbal remains on 1. So Badri is going to be a handful here for his 18-ball spell. And he's mesmerized batsmen around the world. Ian Thomas with his right arm leg spin.
Yes, he's a very good bowler, and if you realize for this spell, he been spot on just around that leg stump, not giving the batsman much room to free the arms, and he been basically containing them right in that line. If you look at all the balls, it's been right on that leg stump. So he's been a disciplined bowler, you know, and he has his target, and he's really hitting that marker. So
yeah, he's bowled 4 dot balls on the trot here as Salek Iqbal is cleaned up by Samuel Badri. So another wicket goes down, and Smashers, they're batting at 10 for 2.
well, I can tell you, Samuel Badri is really putting on a show here with the ball. You know, he is delivering, and the crowd is loving it. You know, you can see his teammate, they're loving it, and it's all smile. You know, as he just pushed back the wicket there, and another Smashers player coming back into the pavilion. And seems like no one is doing what is required. They need to stay at the wicket and make runs.
Yeah, the way it's looking now, they have simply been batted out of the game by Zishan Ashraf and company. And the way it's looking now, it's 10 for 2 with Badri still yet to concede a run in this over. So one more ball. If this becomes a dot ball, it's going to be a wicket maiden for Samuel Badri. And Badri has had good history here. I remember it might have been last year or the year before he got 4 wickets in a row. So he's been a handful once he comes into this tournament. So Raj Bafsar has come out here at 10 for 2. And Badri, if a dot ball is going to be a wicket made, and he strokes it up towards the offside. Can score. That's a dot ball. Badri, a maiden wicket. 3 overs gone, 10 for 2.
That was a beauty of an over by Samuel Badri. He definitely demonstrated his class here. He came into this game and he know what is expected of him. And the captain did not have any doubt in terms of handing him the ball as soon as he walked onto the field. And he have displayed some great cricket here. And this is what I really love about this tournament. It allow our locals to actually just be at the game, to actually look in and see these players, actually shake hand with them. You know, when you come in here and you can see the person that you have been looking up to for many years in terms of the cricket, to just be able to shake hand with them, it means a big thing. So I really appreciate the tournament here that MAQ Croatia had brought to South Florida.
Yes, Ian, and just coming back to a player of the caliber of Samuel Badri, he's had a successful international career as a leg spinner, having played for the West Indies, and then of course for many franchise teams around the world, from Australia to India to the West Indies to perhaps Bangladesh. He may have played in that league. And the fact is, over the years, I've seen former internationals come to this circuit in the New York, in the Florida area. This one is massively driven here by Abdullah Saeed. And I tell you, Ali Shafiq had to get out of the way. That one went like a rocket to the boundary. And it's an elegant looking shot from Abdullah Saeed. It's 14 for 2.
Well, very good shot there by Saeed. You know, he's doing what he needs to do. He's really finding the boundary. He's 10 runs, 7 balls, good placement, good use of the feet, and that one was straight down the track. 4 runs to him, and the total goes up to 14 for 2, 3.2 over, and it's a game on still.
So Abdullah Saeed is on 10 off 7 balls. He's looked the part. He looks like he's come here to fight. He has played at the U.S. national level. He's a top quality player. And whether or not he'll get the support here from the other members of Smashers, we'll have to wait and see. But they're under some bit of pressure. Not only by their batting at 14 for 2, but they're under pressure by conceding 173 when they bowled. So that alone would probably give them a less of a psychological advantage that they can beat Molten Sultan here today. And so we'll have to wait and see. It's 14 for 2. But coming back to overtime, where I've seen former international, current international players come to this circuit, and some of them, and you would know what I'm talking about, some of them just show up just for the appearance, just for the guest, being a guest at one of these tournaments. When you look at a guy like Samuel Badri, he comes here to compete. He takes pride in his bowling. That's a lovely shot through the offside. Will go away for 4 off the bat of Abdullah Saeed, and he goes up to 14. That's an elegant looking shot. 18 for 2.
That's a beauty of a shot there, you know. That was class all over it. So, you know, Saeed is doing what he needs to do. As I said, he's finding the boundary. So he's playing his game. And you said earlier, it's just the support from the other Smashers batsmen. So he'll be looking for the support because he's doing what he's supposed to do. But back to Samuel Badri.
Yeah, a couple of classy shots from Abdullah Saeed. Yes, and so a player like gets on inside there, dragged on, and Abdullah Saeed brave innings comes to an end. Misfortune for him as he drags the ball outside the off stump. The ball drags back onto the stump, hits it appears to be the leg stump, and Abdullah Saeed has to go. He was looking good. He goes for 14. It's 18 for 3.
Very unfortunate for him there. You know, it seems like it took the under edge and his leg stump was hit. And I understand what's going on because definitely he had to go after the ball. He cannot be laid back, not with this total. So he was actually playing the game, and I say the inning that they would have required of him by, you know, going for the shot, you know. And he was doing pretty well. Just unfortunate that he happened to drag this one back onto the wicket, because we have seen where he have played some class of a shot earlier on in his there.
Yes, Eons are coming back, and when you look at like a leg spinner that Badri is, he comes into this tournament, and I've seen him here before, and he bowls as if he's playing in one of those big franchises. Here is the dismissal, ball barely tipping the top of the bill. And a bit of misfortune here, but hey, Molten Sultan will be quite happy that they picked up their third wicket, 18 for 3 here. And so some of the international players will come here and bowl their heart out, play as if this is really a top game for them. And while I've seen another inside edge. Is that what we're watching here?
Yes. You think it's a replay, but it's actually a new batsman and another wicket.
Wow, Jesse Singh goes similar. We couldn't believe it that we were watching the replay. Look at this, another inside edge.
And also
there we
the
go.
same stump.
So Jesse Singh goes without scoring. He made quite a brief appearance. And all of a sudden, Smashers are falling apart here. They're 18 for 4.
I can tell you they're definitely under pressure from the start of the inning. Just that 173 run was enough to put on some pressure on these Smashers team. You know, they have the name Smashers. You would be expecting some sixes, but right now we realize it's wickets. They're falling like rain. It's 18 for 4 when we're just into the 4th over. So, and with bat rate, I think he is just a humble person. I like his personality. You know, he comes here, he plays with his heart, but also he socializes. Well.
Badri is an amazing individual. Yes, you're right on that. Very modest, very humble. You wouldn't know that he's played so many games at the international level. And if ever you have a little chat with him and you ask him his favorite ground in the world, he may want to tell you, well, it may not be his favorite in the world, but he remembers this ground very well because this is where he made his international West Indies debut. So he remembers this ground pretty well.
I think he owns this ground, you know. The way he bowls, it tells you something. This is something personal. So when he comes here, you know, he make your debut here. You want to make sure that every time you come here, you shine. Always bring back memory.
So Raj Bavzar trying to get a little bit cheeky here against a world-class spinner. Doesn't go well. And Smashers, they ran into a big team here today. And they're struggling at 18 for 4. And one of the things, Thomas, Ian Thomas, there's something in competition that you call gracious draw, gracious fixtures. And you're hoping that one of these days when you're playing in one of these tournaments that the fixture goes in such a way that you don't get one of the big team or one of the favorite team. And certainly today when the Smashers team saw that they've been drawn against Molten Sultan, they know they will have to bring their A game. And they know Molten Sultan will have to really play bad for them to be beaten today.
Yes, definitely would say the same. You know, the Smashers just been drafted to play this morning your game against the Molten Sultan. That will bring some form of nervousness, you know, especially if you're aspiring to get into the finals. Because for them, with the team that they have, they would actually have to beat themselves.
Yeah, and then also another big team that teams will be praying, and when I say praying, literally, will be hoping that they stay away from Somerset Cavaliers. They have been dismantling opposition in this tournament with some bit of ease. So you just want to stay away from Molten Sultan. You may want to stay away from Somerset Cavaliers, but it comes to the point when you come into the last 4, there's nobody you can avoid. You just got to run into the whatever obstacle is in your way. So ball cut away here by Raymond Ramratan. He picks up a single. And the struggle for Smashers still continues here with the scorecard reading 20 for 4.
Yes, so once you get into this quarterfinal round, you know you're going to come up against one of these teams. The Somerset Cavaliers, we saw that earlier this morning, you know. They had a total to make of 112, and they got that pretty easily. So we see the lights of Xavier Marshall in that game. He got a few runs there, and they have quite a bit of batsmen, even down to the tail. So that's the good thing about these teams here. There's basically, I say they're all stars. Teams are a very good team, and right here you see this being displayed by the Molten Sultan.
So 5 overs gone. Time for a commentary change. And we welcome back our good friend here, Bilal. And Bilal, you might be quite pleased with the way things have gone here. 20 for 4, chasing 174. It looks a long way here for smashers. And it could be an easy target here for the Multan's unit.
Yes, within first 5 overs, they've dismantled the opposition. Smashers, they don't even get a breathing room. They get a touch of Badri and then the pace of Ali. So let's see how things will go from here on. It's a long way to go now. They have 10 overs with a required run rate of 15 plus. And with the bowling lineup of Molten Sultan, it's not impossible, but it's going to be a record-breaking stuff that smashers will have to achieve this big target.
So it doesn't get easier as Ali Khan, one of the best in the business now, outside probably out of the IPL and Big Bash, but a man that name has been tossed around that could be snapped up by the other leagues, BPL, CPL. He's already in there, so big things ahead for Ali Khan.
Oh yes, I mean we heard a lot of great things about this kid ever since this tournament started. That Ali Khan will arrive and join the Molten Sultan with his pace and accuracy and hitting the good length area on a regular basis. It's just gonna be, he will be just a tough guy to face.
So Ali Khan comes in here with some bit of damage already done. A scoreboard that is reading 21 for 4. That's a good time if you're a bowler, Bilal, to come in. No pressure on the bowler at all with a target still a long way off. And this is a 15 over game, a skyrocketing required rate of 15.8.
Yes, I mean it will keep jumping as you can see from the get-go. Ali Khan, who replaced Ali Shafiq, now he's come in and he's just playing a different show now, hitting the land. It's not going to be easy. Yes, 21 for 4. Healthy spot for Molten Sultan.
Ball guided away. That's a good-looking shot. Could get a couple of runs here. Raj Babsar just settled for 1. But in this series, we've seen good quality fast bowling. You look at Ali Khan, probably express pace. He's bowled as quick as anyone else in this series. We see Umar Gul. Let's take a look at this one. Ball guided away nicely. Yeah, good placement, good awareness,
yep.
And only getting a single for a beautiful shot.
Yep, it's adjusted very well on the back foot, deflected it, and got a single.
Yeah, coming back to the fast bowling arsenal we've seen in this series. Ball struck into the onside, and young Raymond Ramratan, he picks up a single. He goes up to 3. It's 23 for 4 as Vinod Mamchan stand by. But just to leave a thought here, Bilal, we've seen excellent fast bowling in the series. You look at Ali Khan, probably one of the best in the business. And also Umar Gul is here. And we see Sohail Khan, Jesse Singh. Those are some of the paces that on their given day, Bilal, you don't want to be out in the middle.
Oh, absolutely not. Like yesterday evening, we have seen Sohail Khan playing for Cavaliers. We witnessed some reverse swing in a 15-over game or 10-over game that was, but the awesome display, and we're here to witness some great fast bowling.
Yeah, and then when you look at the veteran Najaf Shah, is not an easy customer. He comes from some bit of height. He still can bowl and bowl quick.
Oh yeah.
Mohammed Khalil, he's not in this tournament, but he's also a good player. So the fast bowling department has been stacked up, and batsmen have had to contend with some very serious pace in this tournament. We're looking at one right before our eyes here, Ali Khan, a popular man these days, well sought after.
Absolutely.
And he's getting better and better after every series. So ball pushed up towards the offside. A scamper for a single, a long way off with the scoreboard reading 24 for 4. Good numbers here for the Molten Sultan lineup. As I take my leave, Vinod Mamchan comes into the box, and it's going to be Vinod and Bilal.
Thanks a lot, the ever dependable Lenny. And 24 for 4, I think, Bilal, we're not going to call it too early, but it's going to be very difficult for these guys to come back, the smashers.
Oh yes, with the bowling lineup, Ali Khan, and it's not going to get easier now that the captain Zishan has come into play. So Molten Sultan, they felt safe after that 173 that they scored in 15 overs, because they always knew what they have in terms of bowling talent. And Badri, as you can see, he has put on his show within the first 3 overs and took it away. So I think his 3 overs were key, even though they were scoring on the other end. But then Ali Shafiq came back with 2 back-to-back wickets.
Well, Zishan Qureshi is going to take up the attack. He has been informed in this tournament with both bat and ball. And let's see how he goes. He is, of course, left-arm orthodox. The funny thing about Zishan Qureshi, he started his career as a right-arm off-spinner and just decided to change to left. Outside the off-stump, this is driven down to long off. Samuel Badri with shoes that will ensure he never gets knocked down by a car. You can't miss him. He rifles that return back in, and the score is 25 for 4.
Yeah, as they say, the color blind, as long as they're not red, yes, he will be visible from everywhere.
Yes. Yes. Yes, Qureshi is now going to bowl around the wicket. He's in bowl, and this is driven in the air. And just to the lovely stop there at a long off, running around and getting to it, just sticking the hands out, and that's 2. So Javel Glenn on that occasion there, the man of the Jamaica Talawas fame.
Yeah, so
lovely stop.
Yeah, Glenn definitely was thinking about the catch that was taken when he hit in the same area.
This is Qureshi going closer to the batsman. And he was looking to sweep through backward square. Once short backward square is beaten, that could have gone into the boundary. And
yeah, he's slowing it in the air, as you can see. So batsmen have to bring their own power.
This is struck down the ground now, and I think this is going to go with 1 bounce into the boundary for 4. So Qureshi on that occasion just going up into the arc, and Ram Ratan was playing through the line. He got it away for 4. Sam Badri at a streetish long on had to run around. Of course, couldn't get to it. At his vintage, he's not the fittest man again. Here is Qureshi again. He bowls, and this is driven nicely. The use of the feet. And Glenn comes into attendance there at a wide-ish long off. Right back to Qureshi. The score is 32 now for 4. And Bilal, definitely with the rain about the place, the ball is going to be very difficult for Zishan to grip.
Oh, yes. I mean, that's one thing. And secondly, as you can see, for the past, in the entire over, he has not varied his pace. Is still, he's slowing it in the air, but he has to bring some variation if you want to survive out there. But so far, because batsmen are not going for big hits, except for that one that went for boundary. So it's going well for Zishan.
Well, Zishan, at the last delivery, he went very wide, and I was getting that indication from him. He's looking to go full and wide, which is always very difficult to score off. And the score is 32 for 4 after the end of over number 7. Remember, this is a 15-over encounter. And Bilal, they're a bit away off the target there.
Oh, yes. So required run rate now jumped to 17.8. We know that using our cricketing mind, I wouldn't use the word impossible, because nothing is impossible in cricket, but it's definitely going to be a challenging task for smashers from here on. But they'll have to smash the ball around if they want to get to that target.
Well, here comes one of the young Molten Sultan spinner, Khan. He's going to take up the attack from the far end, the northern end of this ground. He's also left-arm orthodox, and he's coming in to bowl to Ram Ratan, who's on 10. Ram Ratan, very tall batsman. This time he's going back, looking to tap it somewhere down to third man. You call that a get-out shot, Bilal.
Yeah, so there was a bounce there, as you can see. He went onto the back foot, and then it's, especially on turf pitch, for a spinner, if there's a bounce, you definitely want to adjust. And this time around, he went front foot and was able to tackle the ball.
So Glenn attacks the ball, and they come back for 2. That takes the score along now to 34 for 4. And we're in over number 8. Khan. He winds up like a toy from the far end. That's a much better delivery, better line on that occasion.
Yep, stump to stump, and he understands that, one little mistake and the ball will disappear somewhere in the stands.
Again outside the off stump and looking to go back. He's pulling away, looking to get room to play it down to third man. That one was too close to him. And I can't understand the value of the shot though, because it's a low percentage shot. It starts with that. It's also a low percentage shot in terms of scoring, because Sam Badri is just right there, hanging around just inside the circle at a short third man.
Yep, and definitely low scoring, highly risky. But this time around, he came out of the crease, and then he was able to tackle the ball, and now again went straight to the fielder.
End of the over. At the end of over number 8, the latest score here. Smashers are 34 for 4. They're chasing a gigantic 174 to win off just 15 overs. So we have 7 overs again to go in this encounter. 141 required.
Yeah, so Ram Ratan is the one who has shown, some hits here. He's been able to hit a boundary or so. But one of these batsmen now, they will have to switch their gears if they want to get anywhere closer to 173. And the required run rate has jumped to 20 and over now.
20 runs and over. It's fair to say it's going to be difficult. This time this is tossed up and swept away down to a deep mid wicket. So that's one more. Qureshi won't mind that.
Yep. He wants to keep things simple. And of course, if they can get 6 more wickets and be done with it and, get some rest before the semi-final, that will work very well for Molten Sultan.
This time the batsman looking to drive off balanced. Qureshi coming closer to him, so he's working just on and about that off stump.
Yeah, so
playing a lot of cricket in the Orlando area, and also making some regular visits to South Florida as well. Badly lined delivery, and it deserved the treatment it got. It was pulled away by Ram Ratan down behind square for 4. 39 for 4.
Yeah, the bad delivery was a gift, and it went where it was supposed to be. And Ram Ratan, as you can see, he has settled in, already faced 17 deliveries, so he's not going to let this one go.
This time, Qureshi cleans him up, and he continues to take wickets here. Zishan Qureshi using all his experience. Ram Ratan was getting a bit fleet-footed, and on that occasion he sends him back. In fact, is that Bavsa? No, it's Ram Ratan, the lanky Ram Ratan. And on that, let's have a look at the replay. A delivery pitched up, and it went between the batsman and the stumps. A lovely bit of work there in the end by Jas Malhotra, and that's a stumping that is effected. The score is now 39 for 5, and Mazar is going to come in now to take strike. He's a new batsman. We look at Zishan Qureshi again, and just finding the way through the gate there, Bilal.
Oh yeah, so as you can see, didn't play through the line, had a predetermined mindset that he wants to hit the ball out of the park, and he missed it, but Malhotra, he got the better of it and got the stumping in time. So one more down. Now half the team is back in pavilion. Things are getting from bad to worse for Smashers. required run rate jumping to 21.3 now.
But obviously, Bilal, if it were even you, you would look to go after every single thing. You can't blame the poor guy. He has to go after everything. This is getting impossible now. Even if Ian Thomas is bowling, I don't think they'll get that target.
Yes. Yes.
Well, Ian is talking. Ian, I think we should, because Chairman Qureshi has asked for that. He wanted a match with the staff, so I think that all of us should get that. Let's look at Monday. I will speak to him after. We will get 2 track bands from the office, sew it up together, and Ian will be able to play. This is whipped away just on the outside. Malosha gives chase, and they get 1. 40 for 5.
Yep, 40 for 5. And Zishan, I mean, one thing about him that, yesterday we were discussing during the dinner, he shared his story of playing with the Carolina Cricket League while he was at High Point University, some of his experience in the league over there.
Well, this one is smashed away, sorry, Bilal, over the mid wicket, and that is a maximum. So a MAQ Classic, the score goes on now to 46 for 5. You're making the point.
Yep. So basically, he told me that they won. There was a T20 tournament up there. He shared the picture with me, and that's how we found out that he was part of our league. While I was the president out down there, so but we even played against each other because we didn't know over there. But here we met, and then now that I'm also managing the Molten Sultan, so we were able to build rapport. So he's got this background experience. Playing as a child, even in Fort Lauderdale and in other parts of the United States. So he's gained a lot of experience. So really working well for him.
Well, a little birdie whispered to me that he may well be on his way to the West Indies to do some work with a master left-arm orthodox coach. Of course, a man who has done a lot of work with players in Trinidad and Tobago. And he will be heading to the KRCA very soon. The KRCA has reformed, refurbished, if you want to speak about it like that. Certain West Indies current West Indies players as well. Guys like Nicholas Puran. This is worked away down the onside. Samuel Badri gives chase. He labors after that one. And he's going to pick it up just before it reaches the ropes. And in typical Sam Badri style, he just flicks it on the arm to the wicketkeeper.
Yep. So, absolutely. I mean, things looking good for the U.S. cricket. I mean, especially tournaments like these. They give that platform to the to a lot of youngsters to play along these other international players, more talented players. So they learn from them. That's one thing. I mean, I think that's the major achievement that we get out of this type of tournament, and then MAQ is doing a great job with that.
Of course, MAQ is providing the platform for the cricket. It's just about getting the youths to take part and to take advantage of it. This is slugged away down to a deep mid wicket for 1. So Mazar goes on now to 3, and back to that point of taking advantage. I was very disappointed that for all the efforts, all the money that MAQ is spending, that the Youth US Open bowled off today with not a single team from America.
Yep, that's really discouraging. I think actually one of the challenges that I can share with you from my experience when we were trying to form this under-19 team last year, trying to host a regional tournament up in the Carolinas. So we had a lot of interest from Atlanta area. You had Raleigh, North Carolina. So I'll pause right there since we had a big 6 out there.
Well, that ends the over, does it? Yes, at the end of 10, the score is 58 for 5. Yes, so this Youth US Open we're speaking about played in 2 categories, under 17 and under 15. In the under 17 category, you have 4 teams, 2 from Trinidad and Tobago and 2 from Canada. And in the under 15, you have 5, 4 from Trinidad and Tobago and 1 from Guyana. And speaking about Guyana, we're going to have a double change here in the commentary booth now, as Ian Thomas is safely tucked away in the press box, so he can't bowl. So the Molten Sultans have nothing to worry about. And he is he's coming with Lenny, a dodgy, dour batsman.
Thank you, Vinod and Bilal, for bringing us lovely commentary in the commentary box here. So now to all my viewers out there that's watching on MAQ TV, live cricket, lovely cricket, and all our Facebook fans who are watching and sharing at the same time, we just want to say thank you to you guys. We appreciate you, and we appreciate the fact that you love cricket so much that you devote some of your time to watching this lovely tournament here in Fort Lauderdale, the Broward Stadium. And we just want to give it up to the man, Mr. MAQ Qureshi, who have put on such a tournament that have brought so much diversity here to South Florida, bringing international players with the locals. And it's just wonderful cricket. So we'll take you back to the game as I share this stand with Mr. Lenny Archibar.
Thank you, Ian. As we see Saad bin Zafar, Canadian national leg spinner, comes into the attack here with 59 for 5 smashers. As Rizwan Mazar, he struck a massive 6 in the last over, but they'll need a lot more of those. And when you consider that the bowling is as good as any in the team, you got to fancy how tough it is going to be chasing 174. So overcast conditions here at Central Broward Regional Park, or Broward County Park, one of the venues used in North America for international cricket. We've seen international series here over the last 6 or 7 years. Ian would have started with the New Zealand and Sri Lanka series years ago. And then, of course, we've seen Bangladesh played here. This one is a slashing shot through the offside. We'll only get a single. Always at this juncture of the game, there's always protection out at deep cover. So, we've seen Bangladesh made a visit here. We've seen the Indians here. And, of course, the West Indies, when games come here, it's pretty much West Indies hosting. And so 61 for 5. Mazar is swinging this one to Samuel Badri out at long on. And the score has gone up to what? 62 for 5? 62 for 5 in the 11th over.
Yes, so wonderful field we have here in South Florida, ICC rated, and as one of the better field in the US. So we use it for our international game, and we have seen the light of many country that come over here to play, and it's a very good outfield. The wicket is always well prepared, and we have had some lovely games here over the past. And today, as you have been here and experiencing this one with us, the T20 US Open, it's bringing us some very, very good cricket, interesting, amazing, and really fun-loving. You just got to come out here and watch this. So, as we can say, the Molten Sultan had put on a very big total earlier today, 173. And we see the Smashers in reply. They're 64 for 5 in the 11th over. It's going to take some power hitting for them to get to this total. Actually going to take 27.5 run per over. And really, I don't see it happening here. But it's cricket, and it's lovely cricket. So what do you think, Sir Archibar?
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough road to travel here for Smashers. And when you look at what has really happened here, is that it appears that they would have lost the game by just conceding that amount of runs, which is as I mentioned before, in a T20 game, that's a lot of runs. And considering this is 30 balls short of a T20 game, it makes it even more difficult. As we see, it appears to be Ilyas has been given the ball. And Mohammed Ilyas as he comes into the attack here. And we'll come into both Rizwan Mazar. Mazar is on 11 off 7 balls. Raj Bafsar is on 19, almost run a ball off 18 balls. And still a long way to go.
Yeah, so we see a little partnership developing here, but at this stage, I would say it's a little too late, and it is required at 28 runs per over that they will have to be getting sixes and in a consistent way, you know. Every over, they'll have to be going at least 4 sixes, and some singles are 4 for them to get over this hill. It's a steep hill here. It's a steep task for the Smashers, you know. I love the name Smashers, but I think they have to do that if they're going to win this one. They got to smash the ball all over.
Yeah, 65 for 5, and we'll have to wait for the semi-final fixtures. And you look outside, just outside of the come box, and ball top edge. Badri settles under it, an easy catch for him. And that's the end of Raj Bafsar. So he falls from 19 is 65 for 6.
Yeah, 65 for 6. You know, it's looking like the ship is going down. It's sinking at this stage. The Smashers are in a bit of trouble. I'll say a lot of trouble. 65 to 6 in the 11th over going into the 12th. You know, far way to go. Required run rate of 29.7. It's really an uphill task. And what can I say about the batsmen? They just got to keep swinging the bat, and they're doing that, but wickets keep falling. So the Molten Sultan really put themselves in a very good position earlier by making 173 runs, and that have proved or seemed to be a very difficult task for the Smashers. And we have already seen what is happening just with that total, you know. They came out, Samuel Badre quickly tore into that opening stand. He ended up with 3 wickets, you know, early in the game. You know, good bowling from him. You know, he was able to contain the openers, you know, and it started right there, downhill.
So Neil Patel walks to the middle. He's had a good catching day. Took a brilliant catch. In fact, took a couple of them. But now it's on to the batting as Neil Patel joins Rizwan Mazar. So Rizwan Mazar trying to play a big shot. Doesn't go too well. And Mohamed Ilyas with a wicket in the bag already, Eon. He's made a good start to his bowling spell.
Yes, pretty good start, you know, to the bowling. And coming in at this point, if you're a bowler, definitely you love to come in here in that you have runs on the board. You're not coming in under any pressure, you know, with a required rate of 31 in an over. You know, that's a lot. You know, you'll have to be bowling 6 ball that will be going for 6, basically. So, you know, it gives you a lot of confidence coming in. So Neil Patel, he has 1 wicket here, and very good going. Mazar, he's doing his thing now with the bat, you know, 12 from 10, but that's just not enough.
So just outside of the come box, we're beginning to see Somerset Cavaliers. They're warming up, and they've made it to the semi-final. So it appears that after this game, we could see some semi-final action, and Cavaliers would have been one of the team earlier on to make it to the last 4. So we're winding down Ian Thomas. We're coming down to the last 4, then the last 2, and then of course last team standing.
Well, this is where you gotta bring your A game on. This is where you need everybody to perform at their best, because there's no room for any mistake here. You're loose a single game now, you're out. So, you know, it's gonna be game on. And the Cavaliers, they've been on top of their game. They're another team to look out for. So, you know, in that semifinal, it's gonna be a very good game.
Yeah, Neil Patel trying to, not too sure what he's trying to do. Trying to play an ambitious shot or trying to get out of the way. Let's take a look. Ian, tell me.
I think he was trying to get out of the way by running into the ball. I don't know if that's the safest way to get out of the way, but he was just trying to invent a shot there because they need runs, and it seems like it's not coming the conventional way, the normal way. So they're trying to invent some stroke into this one. But as I say, 66 for 6, only 3 overs to go, 174 target. It's basically an uphill battle here. 36 runs required in a single over. That simply means it's got to be record breaking.
Yeah, 108 required from 18 balls. That's the equation. So the scoreboard reads 666.
But, we've been having a wonderful game here. The condition is a little bit overcast as we look out, but the rain managed to stay away. We have a few scary moment when we had to actually bring the covers on at one point. Then within a minute, we are about to pull the stump, but then we had to put it back in. But then, since then, it's been good. We have lovely cricket since then, and we're just happy that the rain is staying away. And for the semifinals coming up, I hope it stay away, because first day we did not have any cricket here in the stadium because of the rain. So, we're looking forward for a pretty good day in a game of cricket, a game that we all love, the game that we all support. So, let's see what's gonna take place after this one. Who will the Molten Sultan face in their semifinals? Because that team, I know, will already be praying that they don't get them. But this is a team to reckon with here. Pretty loaded with talent.
So we may have missed a dismissal of the bowling of Faisal Akram. The Rizwan Mazar is gone. So Raja Zaman comes to the middle to join Neil Patel. 66 for 7 on the board. Playing a miss outside the off stump. So game winding down here. Still a huge gap between runs needed and runs on the board. Ball paddling to the onside by Zaman. And he gets off the mark. So Somerset Cavaliers will play again. They will come up again. Houston Stars. That will be a game. Semi-final clash. Houston Star against Somerset Cavaliers.
Another single there by the Smashers, and sad, but singles won't take them there. Right as it is, sixes won't even take them there. It's 68 for 7 with 2.2 over to be bowled.
So ball punched away. Nice looking shot here from Raja Zaman. In fact, appears to be Neil Patel. No, might have been Zaman. So another wicket goes down. Akram has picked up his second wicket. It's 70 for 8.
Yeah, So another wicket down for the Smashers. It's now 70 for 8. Young Akram doing a wonderful work out there with the ball. 1 wicket, only 4 runs. So pretty good going here. And I say the Molten Sultan have demonstrated their class here in this game. You know, they did exceptionally well with the bat, and now with the ball, they are doing it. You know, they have basically outplayed the Smashers from ball one through to this point. So after 13 overs, it's 70 for 8. 2 overs to go, a lot of runs to get. Run rate is 52 runs. I would say it's impossible unless somebody go and throw the ball wide, wide, wide. No balls, but it won't happen. This is great cricket. We have experienced players here, and still some fire left.
Yeah. Elias running in hard, testing the deck. The deck has certainly responded.
You see the umpire signal one over the shoulder there.
Yeah, one of two things. There we go. This is banged into the pitch. One of two things. The bowler trying to test the deck, or secondly, the most important thing, something personal against Neil Patel.
Who to tell? Well, he definitely get a quick single, so he's off the strike.
Yeah, those are good singles to get when you're facing some firepower. With the game with no possible good result for Smashers. So Kapil Khanna will come on to strike at 71 for 8.
Well, the only thing I say the Smashers could take away from this one is that they got beaten by a very good team. You know, this team is feared by most of the other teams in the league. So they've been beaten by a well-organized team, well put together, and very, very good talent in terms of this team. The Somerset Cavaliers also have a big team. That's another team to fear, and they're in the semifinals. And now we're going to see the Molten Sultan in the semifinals. So we're going to be having some very interesting cricket around here, you know.
Yeah, sure, Ian. Made the point you'd want to stay away. Well, you don't have the choice. The choice is not yours to stay away from how the fixtures match up comes along. But yeah, you'll be hoping and praying that you stay away from Molten Sultan and Somerset Cavaliers.
So one thing we're sure of, they're not going to be playing the Cavaliers in the semifinals. So that's a good thing.
So there's a good chance that Cavaliers could run into to Molten Sultan in the final.
That is it. That would be a finals.
So Houston Stars have made it to the last 4, and so did Atlanta Fire. So still lots of cricket left in the tournament. Still the semi-final stage to be run off, and then of course the all-important grand finale. That one is for all the marbles.
That one will be the money match. Everybody will be putting their utmost best. You know, their A game got to be on. There's a lot at stake in the finals.
So Cavaliers will take on Houston Stars. With the news, Houston Stars have won the toss and decided to bowl first. So Cavaliers will have a knock. And Eon, my only concern with some of these teams like Cavaliers and Molten Sultan is that they have done well in the round robin stage. Their lower order batting has not been tested because they've won quite easily from a batting perspective. You look at Somerset Cavaliers, for example. We haven't seen Gajanan Singh. We haven't seen the lower order of that team batted yet. We haven't seen Gajanan Singh. We haven't seen Navin Stewart. We haven't seen Ashar Zaidi. We haven't seen Sean Finley batted yet, because Somerset Cavaliers have been winning by just using the number 1 to number 5. And could it be that when if they get into a situation, let's say it is semi-final level now, you get into a situation and then you're asking your lower order to come up with some runs, and then you know the other part of the story. Sometimes it gets a little bit awkward, it gets a little bit difficult because they haven't been tested.
Well, really listening to you naming those players that's further down in the batting lineup, one thing I can tell you, some of those players, they're actually first-class players.
Yes.
Up front. I hear you call even Sean Finley way down, and he's an opener, used to open for Jamaica. So,
Even bat yet.
so there's a lot of batting in this team. So, and that tell you the type of team that they are. They haven't been tested. Simply mean the batsmen, they're performing, they're doing their job up front. They haven't been able to rip through that middle order at all. So that is good thing when you have a team that their tail, what you consider the tail end, is not being tested at all. That simply means the batsmen are on their A game.
Yeah, that's one. And then number two, there's always a bad game in every tournament, and if that game hasn't come yet, you don't want to come at this stage of the tournament. So the giveaway and the takeaway from things like that is to I think this match is ended. Hamza Bangash may not bat. I think he might have been injured, so I think this game has been conceded here. And so Molten Sultan, USA All-Star, will advance to the last four, and Smasher 73 for 9 at this juncture has been called off.
Well, we're back here, and of course, congratulations to the Multan Sultans winning all their three matches leading into the quarterfinals, and they have also taken that. So it's 4-4. Joining me, successful coach, the former Pakistan Test batsman, Faisal Iqbal. Faisal, you must be a happy man. 4-4.
Well, yes, all the credit goes to the boys. I think they played really well, stick to the plans, and I think must give credit to all the players, especially Zishan Qureshi. He batted really well, bowled really well, and Zishan Ashraf, he batted really well in this game. So I think all the boys are chipping in, bowlers are doing really well, fielding. It's overall as a team we are doing really well by now.
Last year you were into the semi-finals. Again, you're into the semi-finals. Last year you exited at the semi-finals. I'm sure you don't want that happening again.
Well, not at all. Obviously, every year we have a different team all the time. We change different players. So this year, we have got a totally different team of 5 players coming from Pakistan, of Multan Sultans, and, a rest of that from South America and all that. So we have got a very gelled team together, and I think everyone knows what their responsibility is like, and I've given roles to every one of them that, what their responsibility and what their job is in this tournament. So everyone is doing good by now, and fingers crossed, hopefully the weather stays well, and we go with another win, inshallah, in the semi-finals.
Well, congratulations to you so far, Faisal. I'm sure we're going to meet up again because I want a more detailed interview from you, moving ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Vinod. Thank you.
Well, that was Faisal Iqbal, of course, the winning coach of the Multan Sultans. 4-4. He's into the semi-finals for yet the second consecutive year.